Let's get that on Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. MLB All-Star Game is now behind us. The American League wins 5-3. Jamie's happy about that, certainly. Jamie had the American League and bet the board. Carey, not so much, because Carey had the under 7.5. That was done by the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah.
Marsh not happy that Paul Skeens walked Juan Soto.
Oh, I saw that too. I was like,
messed up the 1-2-3. He nearly had it. He was knocking on the door. That's for sure. But I thought the game last night was, and I know Shohei Ohtani hit a massive 3-run home run, but I thought what was on display last night mostly was the young players throughout Major League Baseball. Everywhere we look, it really feels like there's a player that's 25 years or younger that's becoming a superstar, or maybe not superstar. That's exaggerating a little bit, but a star in Major League Baseball. Gunnar Henderson. You've got, of course, still, like Juan Soto won a World Series, and we think of Juan Soto as this veteran that's been in the league a while. It's only because he broke in, I think, at 19, but he's still a young player. Bobby Witt Jr., young player. Of course, Paul Skeens, very young player. I think Major League Baseball, from a youth standpoint, is in really good shape. Baseball's still largely a regional sport, so it depends on that fan base getting into baseball and following it, and then liking the other players that they're seeing maybe coming into their town or on their TV screen. But when it comes to the youth, that was on display last night, I thought, in baseball.
yeah, baseball's got a good thing going right now. They've got some marketable players that are young, that are energetic, and quite honestly, giving a little bit of life to Major League Baseball, because for a while they got a little stale. Watch the All-Star Game, bunch of old dudes that have been here forever. Now all the young guys are making their presence felt. And the Cardinals are no different. They have Mason Wynn. You know, he's not an all-star yet, but he is, I would say he's a star player for the Cardinals. With the way he's performed so far this year, I would say that he's in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. He's not going to win it, but at least you can say that without being embarrassed. Mm-hmm. And he falls into that group with these young kids that are coming in with a whole bunch of swagger. Whatever they're doing with these kids now, they're coming in and like they're playing. And they're playing with confidence, and they're not afraid to attack when it comes to being in the batter's box. They're not timid. These guys are up there like daring you. I think it's fun, man. I love watching the youth. It's always good, and the youth always projects more energy into the lineup, into the game. The older guys feel the energy that comes in, especially when the player's really good. Yeah. It's great then. You have a kid like that on your team, or even at the All-Star game, some of the veteran players watching some of these guys, I remember my first time. You know, like, look at him. He's having a great time. Mm-hmm. It's always good. I think it's real healthy for the game.
Yeah, baseball needs to have superstar players, young superstar players, people that the kids, the younger generation can relate to, and having fun. Like, we talk about baseball and, flipping your bat or doing these things, the unwritten rules of baseball. That's so old school and such a different mentality some of these younger players and younger men have. And so to have fun, I know it's an all-star game, but seeing Shohei hit that bomb, you're like, ooh, that was nice. That was majestic. You would have loved to have seen him in the home run derby, but you know, you get it. But I just think that, like you said, having younger players that younger kids can relate to is always a good thing.
I was watching the game last night, and not that I don't know that there are a ton of stars within baseball, but when they're all together and you're watching them, it made me think, damn, there are a ton of superstars in Major League Baseball. It's a shame that not a lot of people get to see them all the time.
Why is that, though?
Well, I mean, there's just different reasons.
It's stupid. They have blackouts, and they keep you from watching games, and they put games on Apple TV, and they don't have like, it's stupid. That's what I'm saying. They don't do it the right way. Like the NFL, they kind of got it figured out. Yeah. We're going to play every day of the week if we can.
Right.
And you're going to watch because you love us. We're going to do it we're going to have us in the summertime. We're going to be headline news, February, combine, draft, and they understand how to gauge and keep you invested in what they're doing. And baseball is like, we got guys that have been watching baseball for 40 years. They'll keep watching. To me, it's not done well enough in terms of the marketing and showing these younger players and showing how great they are. Paul Skeens should be on every commercial right now, throwing a 110-mile-per-hour fastball. You should have a commercial where, I don't know, where he's just throwing the ball and nobody sees it. Like it's, 3 up, 3 down, go sit down. Like something where he is literally the face, because he's going to be. And if you are trying to market your sport, what is more exciting other than hitting a 450-foot home run, throwing the ball 100+ miles per hour, and people just fascinating about that and wondering what that looks like in real time? Like, that's what you should be doing.
I think that baseball, I used to have the same opinion where you don't market your stars at all. Baseball, this is an issue. I think somebody would be smart enough at this point to figure out how to better market their stars. Maybe not. Maybe baseball is still stuck in their ways. I think the problem that baseball faces is that it's 162 games. The game typically is slower. They have tried to speed that up, and they've done so. But after you're done watching a Cardinals game, I'll ask you guys, how juiced are you to see if the Padres are playing or the Dodgers are playing? You get done, you watch your Cardinals game. You get 162 of these.
Yeah.
You watch your Cardinals, 9 innings, win or lose. You flipping again? You going to the Dodgers? You going to the Padres? Going to some West Coast team?
You're going to bed.
You're going to bed. Now let me ask you the same question. You get up on a Sunday. Got a London game that kicks off at 8:30. You watch that. That rolls into noon. You watch the noon action. 3:30 kicks off. You watching 3:30 game? Yeah, you are.
That's the prime time.
Then you got a Sunday night game.
Screw it, I'll do it.
I think baseball does what it can from a marketing standpoint, but you play every day. You don't have a full Sunday where it's like, man, I know there's a Thursday night game and a Monday night game, and like Carey's saying, it is influence. Like they gave the bird to the NBA. We're now going to play on Christmas. You used to have that day, now it's our day.
Yeah.
Like they're I realize they've spread it, but typically it's a Sunday, and you're invested. It's just different in baseball. It's regional. You wind up caring about your team. And if Paul Skeens comes into town and there's good marketability there, hey, I'd like to go see Paul Skeens. That'd be fun. But you're not watching it on TV and consuming the TV product as much as you are with the NFL.
Would you be able to, with it being a pitcher, because obviously if it's a position player, they're playing every day.
Yeah.
But with it being a pitcher, you probably could market that better because he's playing every 5th day. So that might be must-see TV when he's starting if you marketed him that way. Like, I think that they miss opportunities like that. Like, it's going to be hard. Like, even, you should have something with Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Like, who doesn't want to see that? Like, and I think people would tune in to watch those guys play. How well Aaron Judge is. Juan Soto is a superstar. Like, you want to see the superstars play. I just don't think that it's marketed well enough for people to know when they play, where they play, what other superstars are they playing. Like, if you got the Yankees playing the Dodgers, that should be prime time.
But Sunday Night Baseball, how many times you watching Sunday Night Baseball without the Cardinals?
Man.
Nope. They show the Yankees a lot on Sunday Night Baseball.
They do.
I wonder if that goes to the production of some of these games too, because like when I was growing up, Baseball Tonight was a huge thing on ESPN. Mm-hmm. It's not even close to what it used to be. A lot of the major baseball media is on MLB TV or MLB Network. Mm-hmm. How many people have MLB Network if you're not subscribed to a certain plan?
But let me ask you this. Would you be more apt to watch the Pirates after the Cardinals game if there was This Week in Baseball, whatever market campaign?
Is Paul Skeens pitching against Juan Soto and Aaron Judge? Yes.
He might be. So You're tuned in.
I would watch that.
All right.
But if it's
because I don't think you would.
Don't know it's going to be played. No, I'm not, because I'm not going to search for it.
How many times do you know if Patrick Mahomes is playing Josh Allen?
You know because they let you know. The week leading up, it's on ESPN, it's on First Take, it's on all of these shows. You're watching the lead up to it. Uh-huh. If it was on PTI, Skeens versus Aaron Judge and the Yankees, you're probably, and now they're marketing that throughout the week, you're probably going to tune in because this guy throws 103 miles per hour. He's going against Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. He's going to be great. Yeah. I didn't know. The reason why I know, I watch football and I follow the schedule, but they're also going to be talking about it from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are facing off this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that with baseball. It's not must-see TV because it's not talked about as much.
Do you know why they don't do it?
I agree with the first half of your statement.
Thank you.
Do you know why they do it? They don't do it? They don't care. Baseball doesn't care.
That's what I'm saying. They don't.
We saw the revenues yesterday.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't have to try. They're not even trying. And you've got teams at 400, 500, 600 million worth of revenue. They don't care. They're going to make their money anyways. In 162 games, they probably look at that as, this would be too exhausting to put our marketing department to work for that long. I'm telling you, baseball doesn't care. They're making money anyways.
But it's not 162 games. It's maybe 5 or 6 real games throughout the entire year where you're going to have that matchup where those elite players are facing off an elite pitcher facing off against an elite hitter.
Yeah.
So,
but again, Carey, they don't care.
I don't
The reason
disagree.
is because every team just wants to capture their market because, like Anthony always says, it's a regional sport. So they go over the top to capture their market. The St. Louis Cardinals aren't trying to get eyeballs from Oregon. Like, they don't care if Buddy in his living room is watching. They don't care because that guy's money isn't really coming to the product. The only money that matters is the money that people are going to spend on the team in this region. Mm-hmm. That's why I say they don't care. Because your dollar bill from St. Louis means nothing to the Dodgers in L.A. if you watch their game. Right. It means nothing.
To Jamie's point, Brooks Gate, who always has those cool graphics that we like to talk about, there was a graphic that I saw yesterday. The NFL in 2023, the revenue was $18.7 billion. Major League Baseball was second out of the 4 major sports with $10.9 billion in 2023. Here's the difference. NFL, 66% of that revenue is national TV and media, while only 17% is ticket sales. Baseball, 26% national TV media, 31% ticket sales. So they, like Jamie said, they care more about the people that are in this region that are going to go to the game every single day while they're here at home compared to the national or the local. Whereas more than half, like an abundant amount of NFL revenue comes from the national TV because it's just one game a week.
Mm-hmm. And it's because it's called the National Football League.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep. You're right,
so
Jamie.
all they have to do is change it to the National Major League Baseball.
There you go.
And
There you go.
they'd be good.
They're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
A little
get it.
confusing on the National League, but either way, they'll figure that out.
Change that too.
Grading the Cardinals at the All-Star break. We're going to start off, and we'll do this throughout the course of the show, outfielders, starting pitching, bullpen. But we're going to start off with the infielders. How would we grade the infields thus far? Defensively, offensively, the infield. That's first. That's next on 101 ESPN.
If you are tired of looking at those old, nasty windows, or maybe those windows just aren't what they used to be, the cold air or the hot air, whatever time of year it is, that's leaking through, costing you money, well, head over to Window World. Get yourself the best window in the business. They've got a double-strength glass that is not commonly found in replacement windows. It's such a strong product that I even stood on a window in the showroom, and it didn't break. They also give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. So if there is an issue, they've got you covered. That's part of Window World's excellent customer service that they offer. Their technicians are first class. They get out to your home, answer any questions you have, first of all. Then they measure everything properly, and then your window is custom ordered for your home specifically. Then when your window comes in, technicians go and they install it again and make sure that, again, if you have any questions or concerns, they take care of that for you. Window World is the best in the business, and they're offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. And all you have to do is pick up the phone, tell them Jamie from 101 sent you in. Their number is 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
So throughout the course of the show today, we're going to be grading the Cardinals at the All-Star break, and we're going to start off with the infielders. So we'll talk about the infielders, give an overall grade. If you want to participate too, great. We'd love to have you. Air Comfort Service tax line 314-399-9646. Or if you want to leave us a mic drop, you can always do so via the 100% free 101 ESPN app. With Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. So the infielders, you've got Wilson Contreras, who missed some time due to the fractured forearm, but has been fantastic. You've got, of course, Nolan Arenado at third, Mason Wynn, the rookie, at short, Nolan Gorman at second predominantly, and then Paul Goldschmidt at first. I think it's fair to say that Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado have not exceeded expectations. They have not met expectations.
Goldie has been okay at first base, just not. We're talking
whole picture.
Oh,
whole picture.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant defensively.
Nope. The entire picture. We're talking about the infield as in like the infielders.
Gotcha.
When we're grading them.
Not just while they're in the infield.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd give them a C overall as a group.
I thought you were talking about Goldie.
No.
Neither one of us listen well.
That's
No,
okay.
I listen.
You know what? I'm not explaining it well.
We were just talking about Goldie. Then he said, I'll give him a C. I was
Okay.
like, okay.
I give the group
As a
C.
whole, a C.
As a whole, Jamie. A C.
As a whole.
Yes.
Yes.
Carey.
Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Hugh.
Yeah.
Gisoli.
Goldschmidt and Arenado have not met expectations. In fact, to the point you've had to move Nolan Arenado out of the cleanup spot. Goldschmidt is hanging on there just because right now you don't have any.
I don't know why. He's hitting worse than Arenado.
But Mason went, and I actually think Nolan Gorman has kind of fallen below expectations too. From a home run standpoint, he's solid. He's got 17 on the year, but it's feast or famine to an extreme sense. Mason Wynn has been outstanding. He has exceeded expectations, and I think Wilson Contreras he has proven how valuable he is. If you didn't already know, with him being out of the lineup from a defensive standpoint, not to mention somebody in the middle of the lineup that can do damage, Wilson Contreras has absolutely proven his worth. So overall, I'd give it a C.
Okay. I'm going to wait. I'm going to whittle my way through this before I give a grade because I'm looking at the infield, and you've got some guys like Goldie, Arenado, Gorman. Like, there's some power in the infield when we talk the offensive side of it. They're so bad offensively that Nolan Gorman is, second on the team in RBI, but first in the infield in RBI, 47.
Who's that?
Nolan Gorman. Okay. This is how bad you are offensively. That guy has spent weeks not hitting a baseball. Weeks. Not getting on base.
If not a full month.
Without getting on base.
Right.
And he's leading the infield with 47 RBIs.
Yeah. And he's playing in the same infield as an MVP. and Nolan Arenado, who, as of right now, borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And that's why I don't know if I don't know if I can go C. Because the only guy that really deserves an A is Mason Wynn.
What about Wilson Contreras?
Well, you're right. If we're going to the catcher position,
but
he's technically not in the infield. He's technically not on the field at all.
I'm including him.
He's behind home plate, which is not part of.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you.
Carey, I get technical, okay?
I agree. I don't know if you can give Wilson an A because he's missed some time.
Yeah, but the time he's played has been good.
But the position, if we're going to talk about that catcher position as a whole, it's probably a B- because of Ivan Herrera.
You kind of have a full.
You got to put all of them in there.
You kind of have a full player though in Ivan Herrera and Pedro Paez.
Yeah, but they don't play at the same time.
Right. Yeah. You build Wilson Contreras in the aggregate.
There you go.
Well, what's your grade, Carey?
For the entire defense?
Did you? No.
For the entire infield?
Yeah.
C-. Like, it's fine. It's sufficient. It works. You get what you get. I don't think it's terrible. I do think it could be better. I think the defense has gotten better. There were a lot of errors. There were a lot of games there where they were having an error. It felt like every single game. There were errors after errors after errors, which was very stressful.
12, 13 in a row?
Yeah, that was bad. Offensively, I'm okay. Like, I'm just okay, which is why when we talk about, what I think this Cardinals team is or what I think they can be, I'm just okay with it. Because I feel like your two corner positions, your first baseman and your third baseman still need to elevate their games offensively. Nolan Arenado has been making some plays up defensively, but I've seen him make more plays defensively that, I've seen him throw balls away, and I'm like, that doesn't feel like what I've seen from him, his entire tenure here. So C-, C-, C-. C-.
With the addition of Contreras, I'll give it a C. Without Contreras, it's a D for me. Just is. Like, Arenado and Goldie just have not been good enough. And Gorman, as much as he can touch seats, he's tied for the team lead in home runs at 17. It's just the long stretches of games where he doesn't hit. It almost makes him a useless player for periods of time.
I wonder if we would feel differently about Nolan Gorman if the others were hitting.
Well, of course you would. There wouldn't be so much weight put on that player. I don't mean like pressure. Sure. I mean like the numbers. You'd be, hey, he's got 17 home runs.
And he's hitting 8th.
Yeah, it's fine.
If he's hitting 8th because Goldie and Arenado are where their career numbers are, then it looks a hell of a lot different.
The team is completely different. I think C is a perfect answer because this is a middling team. It's an average team, and C is average.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to go C+ because there are a few games above 500, but that's the whole team as a whole. But I think Mason Wynn is an A, maybe a B+.
I think he's an A.
But
I think he's an A. Because I based it off my expectations. My expectations for Mason Wynn was hit 9th, just played great defense, and hit a little. And instead, he's become your leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
At least in the picture for offensive rookie of the year. I'm sorry, rookie of the year. Period. National League rookie of the year. He has exceeded expectations. I thought he's been fantastic.
He actually, my expectations for Mason Wynn at the start of the year were what Michael Ciani does for the Cardinals. Great defense.
Good point.
Put him in the 9 hole. If he hits one, great. Otherwise, we don't care.
Right.
But it's been everything above that. Like, he's second on the team in batting average, and all batting average is an old stat. No, but it does tell a story about what he's doing as a rookie. That's why he's batting leadoff. He's getting out there. He's getting on base.
The approach I thought the Cardinals should take with Mason Wynn was the same that the Red Sox took with last night's hero, Jarren Duran. They wanted him just to play defense and hit 9th. And then after a while, it was like, okay, just play defense and hit 7th. Just play defense. And then all of a sudden, he became one of their hot hitters, their main guys. And Mason Wynn, I think, has done that in a very short order.
The only reason I said B, and I'm being a little technical here, but some of those errors that we saw towards the beginning of the season, I think he has corrected that.
Yeah.
But I added that into my grading. But A is a great answer, too.
I would because of the errors.
Yeah.
I would have said B- because I didn't expect. I expected him to make. He's young, great arm. You're going to try to do things that other people probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it did lead to some errors. So for me, a B- because everything else has been, I think, A to A plus. Getting on base, hitting a few home runs, driving in runs. I think all of that and the defense minus those few errors. That's why I would say a B-.
But overall, fast lane, C for the infielders?
For sure.
All right, there you go. What's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you are tired of paying those high utility bills because your home AC keeps running, it's hot outside, sometimes it's way too hot, and it's not cool in your house, it's probably because your windows are not energy efficient. If yours are builder grade or over 8 years old, the seals could be broken, which means that air is leaking out and you're paying the price in high utility bills all year long. Window Nation's windows come with our high quality windows, and they are built to last a lifetime. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 windows free. There's no limit to how much you could save. Plus, you can save even more with 0 down or interest or payments for 24 months. Window Nation's windows come with a lifetime warranty, and they can be installed in 1 day or less. They were even recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies, so you can trust that Window Nation has the high-quality, affordable windows. Stop paying more than you have to. Schedule a fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90NATION or go online at windownation.com. That's 2 free windows with every 2 you buy. 0 down, 0 interest, or payments for 24 months. 866-90NATION or visit them online at windownation.com.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game was last night, and the American League won once again a final 5-3 in Texas. We are talking today about the Cardinals and grading all of the positions heading out of the All-Star break. If you want to leave a mic drop, do so. Send us a text to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. You can give us your grade and how you would grade the Cardinals at the All-Star break. We'll also talk with Brad Thompson today and Jeremy Rutherford, so stay tuned for those interviews. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I want to go back to the first segment that we had. We were discussing baseball, and Anthony, you posed the question, if you are watching a Cardinals game and the game concludes, would you continue to watch other baseball games if there were others?
Do you feel compelled?
Do you feel compelled?
Yeah.
We did get a mic drop from John. I wanted to play this mic drop and then talk a little bit about what he had to say. I found it interesting.
I'd much rather watch the Cardinals than any other team play. I'll enjoy the other superstars when they come and play against the Cardinals. That's the fun thing, seeing them once in a while, not every day. I'd rather enjoy my team, the Cardinals, play than see the superstars. And as far as football goes, I find football totally boring. Could care less about any of the teams. Maybe I'll watch a Packer game occasionally or a Battlehawks game.
I like John up until the very
Football
end
is
there.
completely boring.
Then you got my blood boiling. But you know what? I'm going to choose to remember John in the first 15 to 20 seconds of his mic drop, as opposed to remembering the crap he spewed at the end. I'm glad he was honest about the Cardinal, the watching baseball. I think if you're being honest, the majority of not only Cardinals fans, we take John, we put him in New York, he's a Yankees fan. He's saying, if he's being honest, it's the same thing. He cares about his team. Baseball, that was my main point. Baseball is regional. You're enthralled with your team, and if Shohei comes in, you know, you're interested in watching your Cardinals take on Shohei Ohtani, and it just adds a little extra bonus. But when it comes to a TV product, you're not hopping around on a Sunday night or a Saturday throughout the course of the day. Even if you're young, you don't have kids, you don't have all these responsibilities. You're not having your buddies over to watch all-day baseball. You're just not. It's different.
Well, you can't be passionate about a team that you know nothing about.
Right,
and
absolutely.
with football, so here's what happens with the NFL, because there's only, 17 games now, like you get, what's that?
Too many. Sorry.
You can get passionate about a team. Look at Marshy's passionate about the Minnesota Vikings. That's his team. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm passionate about half the league. Carey's passionate about the Steelers.
I feel like you're passionate about the Lions.
I am very passionate about the Lions. I'm still passionate about the Patriots. They're in a tough spot right now, and I know where they're located, at the bottom.
And I feel like you have disowned your middle child. You don't want to even want to talk about your middle child anymore.
Well, the middle child, yeah, that's okay. I still watch. Like, if I have a choice of games and the Buccaneers are on, I'll watch the Buccaneers. Like, I'll pick that game to watch because I still have a little bit of an emotional attachment.
Jamie, with no judgment here, you can drop them.
You really can.
You can.
I feel like you were only a fan for 2 years for some reason.
Yeah, because my favorite player, the greatest player of all time, was there.
One of. But
the best.
Yeah, one of. But he's no longer there. He's actually going to be in the booth. So whatever game he's calling, could probably be your favorite team for the weekend.
I might have a lot of favorite teams this year.
Very true.
With my TB12 in the booth.
My TB12.
My TB12. Yeah, football is fun. It's great. I wonder if, like I said, the fact that baseball is regional, but it's also the superstars. Like when there is a player that is a superstar that is playing at such a high level, people will watch. Like the summer of '98, people were watching Cubs and Cardinal games when they weren't playing against each other because there was something taking place that they wanted to see. Like they wanted to see if Mark was going to hit another one, if Sammy was going to be able to catch him, how that was going to all unfold. I think when Barry Bonds, as much as people hate him, when he was knocking down 70-plus home runs, people were watching.
Well, you were watching his at-bats.
They were turning, exactly.
Yeah.
They were leaving games to go to Barry Bonds at-bats. Like, it's not like this game isn't watchable. It isn't something that people won't tune into. I think there has to be a good storyline. The NFL does a great job of creating storylines where you want to tune in. It's harder with 162 games, but again, if there is a player that is outstanding that you want to watch, I don't feel like baseball does a good enough job of just force feeding it to you so you want to see what this player is doing. And I think that that's on baseball because they don't do a good job of it.
We got a great text from the 636. It's something they talked about before. Just because they have a superstar doesn't mean they'll do anything or play. Skeens throws 1 in 5 days. Bottom of the 9th, no guarantee Ohtani gets an at-bat. So it's 2 hours, and the superstar is likely to have no impact.
I agree with that.
I disagree.
They're right. You may not see, like Michael Ciani has become a really fun watch in center field. You could go through an entire game where he doesn't see a ball.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the game.
But he's not a superstar.
I know I know, but
defensively, he's a star.
But let's just say he is.
Superstar.
No, I agree.
Let's say he is, right? Let's say he's a superstar. Hell, Shohei Ohtani, he is a superstar. He comes to town. He may go 0 for 4. That's it. He may strike out 4 times. That's just the nature of the game. Mahomes, when he has the ball, he's gonna have the ball in his hands every single time. And every time something big could happen.
And at the most important time. Now,
I guess you could make the same case for Ohtani.
Or if you hate him.
Exactly, because you could have Patrick Mahomes losing to the Raiders and the Raiders throw for 13 yards.
But
those things happen.
is still going to play, 55 plays?
Yeah.
Maybe a little less.
And you're also
20
watching
of them are going to be handoffs where he's not,
If you guys, if you're a fan of the game, and let's say you can't stand Patrick Mahomes, you hate the Chiefs, you're almost grudge watching, hoping he screws up.
True. I think there needs to be more hate.
Well said.
Well, John hates the NFL.
I know John does. That's fine. I don't even know who John is.
He's the mic drop.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Oh.
He hates it. That's
Sender.
fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. To each their own.
The 618 hates football, too.
The
Hates
618
NFL.
is a
He's
great
talking about the NFL here.
is a great person.
He loves Tom Brady.
There you go. No?
He says here in his text, he says, I love watching Brady win 7 championships.
That's not what he said.
That guy's a god.
He said the NFL allows a cheater like Tom Brady to win 7 championships.
That's not what it says on mine.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's what he said and what Jamie read.
Because Major League Baseball, they don't allow cheaters.
618 and I are side texting.
Major League Baseball has never allowed a team cheat
A team?
and win.
What?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Tough one.
At the end of John's mic drop, he talked about the Battlehawks and some Battlehawks information coming your way right here with Cody Schrader being selected in the with the second pick for the UFL. Now, this is a little different than the NFL because Cody Schrader's with the 49ers. Mm-hmm. So, for those that don't know, how does this all shake out?
Yeah, if he gets released, he doesn't wind up on a practice squad either with the 49ers or somebody else, then I believe he can report to the Battlehawks if he chooses to do so. And then, of course, you can always, if he gets an invite to another camp, because you're released then. If you're not on a practice squad,
Yes.
You're done. You're a free agent.
Free agent.
So the
But he's not
Battlehawks would have your...
obligated to go to the Battlehawks.
No,
he can still look for another job via free agency.
Absolutely. He wind up in camp of the Packers, the team that John sometimes roots for when, he's not angry.
It just means that when he is sent down or if he has no job and he wants to play in the UFL, his rights belong to the Battlehawks.
Which isn't bad.
Oh, it's great. What a great
Play at
pickup.
home. I thought it was a good choice. Still Still on the roster with the 49ers. So
We've lost Anthony.
Yeah, he's
he's gone. Look at he's
No, I'm
reading.
confused. I'll read this. I'm confused. I'm confused by Marshy's stash here from the Snake Pit. He says it's pretty telling that you guys don't take text or mic drops during your NFL segments. That the subject is being shoehorned in. I don't understand that. And I'm asking for clarification from Marshy's stash.
Marshy, your stash is a little out of control.
I might just have to shave it off.
Yeah. So if you got clarification,
I think what he's saying is there's no other kind. Like he feels like we're just like squeezing in an NFL segment. Like, we don't care about it.
Hey, listen, we can have a whole 4 segments of NFL.
I mean,
and we can take mic drops and texts and all of that for 4 different segments. We can do 1 an hour if you'd like. Just let us know.
Yeah.
You let me know.
I mean,
I will answer
is it weird I'm getting excited?
If you want mic drops and you want us to respond, yes.
Yeah.
He's not the only one. Yeah.
We don't want to be the victim of a tweet.
Right.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Damn 101 ESPN talking that foosball again. Yeah, no, we'd
You don't threaten,
Marshy
threaten me
stash
with a
is
good time.
scroll up.
yeah, somebody scroll up.
Scroll up. Why do we have to work?
Yeah. Can you just copy and paste it so
Like,
we don't have to
seriously,
find it?
Marshy stash. What are you doing today?
Copy and paste what you want us to see.
Sport Hunting 13 too. I've got feelings on this. He said too many football fans in STL despise the NFL screw. Still love the NFL in STL despite the NFL screwing over STL fans for them not to talk about it. Here's the thing. It's not only the NFL. We love football. Like that, I've always made that distinction. I realize I covered the Rams. I got a paycheck from the Rams. I would love them to still be here. Yeah, the very end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
After
like the last
after
season.
they fired me? Or they didn't fire me?
They didn't fire you, did they?
They didn't bring me back. You're just too honest about the
Some
left
things?
tackle and their quarterback.
Oh, anyways.
Oh, Sean McVay is the best playbook. Oh.
Pretty much.
I love football. Some people can't like divide the NFL from football. Like I realize it's but I love college football. I love high school football. I love flag football. Battlehawks. So for me, it's the love of the game. Much like for most of you, the love is there for baseball and hockey, which is why the majority of the time we spend our shows, I would say 89 to 99% of shows are dedicated to those two things. Am I wrong on that?
I think 99% is high, but yeah, you're close.
You're right. 98% of the shows
That's more
are
like it.
dedicated to Blues, Cardinals, because that's typically what you want to hear.
Now, if you
But
want to
if
hear more
Marsh's
football,
stash wants to hear more football,
you just let us know.
Oh, yeah.
We should do a poll. Marsh, you want to put a poll out there?
Yeah,
You wanna
put your poll out there again.
Put your
Really?
poll out there.
On a Wednesday.
On a
Hump
Wednesday.
Day, nonetheless.
It's a perfect day for a poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Put it out
really
there. See
is.
if the
I might do the
listeners
same.
wanna listen to NFL talk.
I don't think they do.
It doesn't hurt to put Marsh's poll out there to see.
I like the way you phrased that, Carey. Yeah.
I think you worded that perfect.
How does Torey Krug's injury affect the Blues' plans for a retool? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers back with you here, joined by my friend Tracy Bibb from the Bibb Agency. Tracy, owning a home or renting a home is extremely important, and we have a lot of valuable things in there, and insuring your home the right way is also important, isn't it?
It really is. And, the home market right now is really different. It's been strained a lot with claims and that kind of stuff. So we are seeing a lot of our competitors make a lot of changes to home policy. So for instance, they are increasing the deductible. So like they'll have a percentage deductible. We don't do that here at Allstate. They are non-renewing people for claims. We are not getting to that point where we're non-renewing people. So if you're with somebody that's you're being non-renewed, great time to talk to us. A lot of companies aren't even going to look at you if you have claims. We are not doing that either. In fact, if you've had a new roof from a hail claim, we can get you a better rate. So it's worth giving us a call.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes you don't even realize that there have been changes to your policy until something happens. And that's why Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency are so important. They're on top of everything. They make sure you check your policies, and they make sure they're taking great care of you. And all you have to do is give Tracy a call at 314-328-4260. Again, that number's 314-328-4260. Tracy, thanks again for all your help.
Thanks so much. Go Blues.
Fastline on 101 ESPN. So how does the Torey Krug injury affect the Blues' plans when it comes to their retool? I wouldn't think that this would impact them at all. As I'm looking at the retool, or them just taking that proverbial next step, it's about the young players. It is about Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou and Jake Neighbors and Colton Parayko. I don't know if you'd consider Colton Parayko young anymore, but he's still part of your foundation.
Yep.
And then, of course, you go a little bit deeper. The guys that have just been drafted over the last 3 years that could be making their NHL debuts either next season or the season after. That's what I think of when it comes to like the retool. Torey Krug's injury to me does not impact their retool, quote unquote.
Yeah, I would agree with that because, you had a veteran defenseman that his contract has 3 years left on it. So at the end of that 3 years, you're hoping that one of the young defensemen that you've drafted in these last couple of drafts are now taking over that spot on the roster. So timing-wise, I don't think it affects the retool at all. And then by signing Ryan Suter, it really doesn't affect it because now you're not force-feeding a young player into a role or a spot that they're not ready for. Now you have a veteran guy. If a young player comes up and takes that spot, well, that's great because then he's earned it and he's far enough along in his development to where he's going to play in the top 4, and you bump Ryan Suter down.
Yeah.
It's just like the Cardinals signing, Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson. They're placeholders for when the young guys get here. Now they both have options, team options to pick them up for next year. So if the young guys like McGreevy and Graceffo aren't ready yet, that's fine. We'll bring back those 2 guys, and we get another year of development for the kids. And
it's a bridge.
It is a bridge. So Torey Krug, Ryan Suter, these guys, to me, are bridges to the next wave of defensemen. Nick Leddy's a bridge to the next wave of defensemen that come in for the Blues. And this is a huge opportunity for Scott Perunovich. For a while last year, he was kind of the forgotten Blue. Didn't know where he fit in. He wasn't good enough offensively to run your power play because you had Torey Krug. He wasn't good enough defensively to play in certain games or certain situations because of matchups. Now he's probably going to get a longer look because he does possess some really good offensive skills. He walks the blue line as good as any defenseman in the NHL. That includes Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, these guys, the way he walks the blue line, and that's all I'm saying. He creates time and space for himself. He fakes, drops the shoulders. He gets guys to bite on things, and then he's able to make good passes to players. Problem is he doesn't shoot the puck enough. So he's never a threat to score. Maybe he'll adopt that personality a little bit more in the offseason and come back and shoot the puck a lot more when he does play. But I don't feel like right now the injury to Torey Krug messes anything up when it comes to the retool. Yeah, I agree. And you were talking about players and having pretty much a succession plan, like making sure that those older players transition themselves out. Younger players come in. You saw that with the GM position with Armstrong and the hiring of Steen. I don't think that Torey Krug's injury has an impact on anything because I don't think he was part of the plans regardless. And respectfully, I think the injury may have just come out of the blue and you're like, okay, well, that almost helps what we were trying to do. Last season, they were planning on trading him. They tried to. They were unable to. This season, the entire talk has been in the offseason with all of the defensemen that they've added. Well, who is the odd man out? I feel like it was going to be Torey Krug somehow, some way. And lo and behold, okay, well, you know what? We got this injury, so now you are probably not part of the plans going forward. I don't think it impacts anything because I think it was already part of the plan to move on. That's just my opinion. The problem with that is he's got 3 years on his contract. Yeah, so, but if they were trying to trade him last year and kind of the talks this offseason were going to be we have to find a way, and then you add players at that position. We were just talking about it yesterday. How do you know when you're an older player when you're done? When they start drafting and bringing guys in that play the same position as you, guys that look like you but maybe they're younger. Wait a minute, that was me 5 years ago. No, it's not you now. It's someone else. So to me, I don't think it impacted anything because to me it felt like this is kind of the mindset that the Blues had to begin with. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I don't fully disagree. The only part I'll push back on is this is your power play quarterback. Yeah. So it's not ideal to have, because special teams are such a huge part of the NHL now. Your power play can save you or can break you. Ask Craig Berube, lost his job because the power play was at 8%. So is him being the power play quarterback enough for him to keep a spot on the roster if he's not playing well enough defensively? Like his main job. But last year he dropped a third pair. But can you do it 2 years in a row would be my question. You can do whatever the hell you want. He's on contract. Would you want to? But if he helps if my power play goes from 12 to 13% to 20%, that's a huge jump. Right. That's X amount of goals that you're gaining. But are you giving those goals back when he's on the ice in 5-on-5? He's not incompetent though. He's a solid defenseman. Right. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. Is he $6.5 million? Is he worth that? He's worth probably not now where he's at. But he's a very competent, able defenseman. That if you even dropped him down to your third pair and he played 14 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game, he's not hurting the team.
We'll revisit this conversation a little bit later on in the show when Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider from The Athletic, joins us. But we have got Brad Thompson joining us next, talk a little Cardinals baseball, including, let's ask him what the plan is once Tommy Edman returns post All-Star break. Brad Thompson, World Series champ, next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to all the rain that we've gotten here in St. Louis, how's your roof holding up? If you know you have a leak, if you know you have some sort of damage to your roof, call my friends at the Happy Roof Company. They do a great job of ensuring, in fact, that they're going to have somebody to look at your issue within 24 hours. You can trust the fact that they've got fantastic customer service and know what they're doing. A+ rating with the BBB. They also have up-to-date product knowledge. Residential and commercial roofing they handle, superior high-end products, 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. If you happen to need a new roof, they've got you covered. Over 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. If you do need a new roof, they've got financing options available. If you're selling your home and you want to get a new roof, they've got detailed inspection reports for all real estate transactions. If maybe you're in an insurance claim right now and your claim got denied, but you're looking, up and down your street and neighbors are getting new roofs, they being the Happy Roof Company, they do a great job of working with insurance companies to make sure that you're taken care of. So give them a call, 314-665-3001. Visit them online, thehappyroof.com. It's a Happy Roof Company.
It's time for some high heat with BT on 101 ESPN. Inside and high.
Powered by Scott Lee Heating Company, your preferred Mitsubishi Electric Elite contractor. Visit ScottLeeHeating.com.
There's no excuse for Thompson throwing at the head of right.
303, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by Brad Thompson, our good buddy, Bally Sports Midwest, World Series champion. What's up, BT?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing today?
Things are great. You enjoying some off time right now?
Yeah, chasing kids around, Anthony. You know the drill.
Yeah, good man. All right, summertime. I'm sure there's a lot going on.
He said Jason Kidd is around. I was like, why is Jason Kidd
would not be at
Jason Kidd at your house, BT?
You never know.
My kids have been getting into basketball a little bit. I think it's the best. You know what I mean?
Right. You reached out to him.
If you're going to pay for a coach, pay for somebody who can dish it a little bit.
Good for you. Absolutely. Hey, BT, what do you think the game plan is? First of all, can you give us an update on Tommy Edman? And second of all, what do you think the game plan is once he returns in terms of playing time, where he slots in, who loses playing time, all that?
Yeah, look, I did not do the last series against the Cubs and obviously during the All-Star break, so I don't have an update on Tommy Edman currently. But I do think that it is incredibly interesting when he is available. And last I spoke to him, and I think I told you guys this last week, the idea with Tommy was to play out the entire rehab. Like, he needs to get reps. He missed an entire spring training. He's missed all of the season. So he needs as many at-bats as possible. So I think that the way that they will deploy him when he comes back, if he's healthy, right now with the addition or at least the coming out party for Michael Ciani in center field, you can't just bench that dude. Like, he's got to be in the mix. So I think that you would play Ciani against right-handed pitching in center field. You would play Tommy Edman against left-handed pitching in center field, and then you'd have Tommy bouncing around the field. He'd play some second base. He could bounce at shortstop if you need him to. Like, I feel like you use him as that super utility player, which is actually a really nice thing when you're thinking about it. I know that we came in with the idea, guys, that he was going to be your center fielder, and that's what it was supposed to look like. But if your team has evolved to a point where Tommy Edman, who is a very good utility player, can serve in a utility role, I feel like that's good news for this team.
BT, what do you think the percentages will be behind the plate for Contreras and Pages? I just ask because I feel like that also impacts a lot in the batting order. If Contreras is going to DH on certain nights because Pages is catching, then that will affect maybe Tommy Edman, Alec Burleson. Like, somebody else is going to have to be the odd man out at that point.
No, you're right. And, Jamie, it's a really good question. I think that, again, when you're trying to build your best lineup, there is no iteration of your lineup that's your best lineup without Burleson there. So if Burleson is not in the outfield and you're trying to cram everybody else in there, well, he needs to be the DH. If Pages is behind the plate, that leaves out a batting Contreras. So, I mean, that's not ideal. I look at it as Contreras will still be getting the lion's share. I mean, if we're going to go percentage, 65, 70% at least, I would think, for Contreras behind the plate. The numbers with Pages behind the plate are really, really good. Like, if you're looking at it, if you believe in catcher's ERA, if you believe in throwing out runners, which is an easy thing to believe in, he's really good. He's been really, really good behind the plate. But Contreras is, the heartbeat of what you're doing. You need to be able to get him in there. So I think that he'll still get the lion's share behind the plate, but you have a backup in a guy that you can really trust. And you have some guys that really like throwing to Pedro Pages too. So I don't think that there's a scenario, Jamie, where you can have like too many good options. If you have a lineup on a given day where you leave one of those bats on the bench, well, then I guess you've got a great weapon to deploy. That's been one of the bigger issues offensively for this ball club early on, is you're trying to manage along. And sometimes that's the job, Jamie, as you very well know. Like, you're going along with the manager, you're going along with the head coach, and you're thinking, okay, well, here, next inning, blah, 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 this is the matchup. Who do we got on the bench? And you look at it and then you turn it sideways, and maybe you look at it and see if you can read a different name, and then you turn it. Nothing looks good sometimes, or especially early in the season. So if you can have more good options, it makes a manager's job a lot easier.
BT, the Cardinals only had one representative in the All-Star game, Ryan Helsley. He's been an All-Star before, but opted to not play. And like I know, you never know when or if you'll get another opportunity to pitch in an All-Star game. What did you make of him opting out?
Yeah, I think it just tells you that, first of all, it was a smart move, right? He if his body was telling him that, hey, this would be a good time to relax a little bit, then do it. You still get to partake in all of the festivities. You still get to be a part of things. So it's still an incredible honor. You're right. It's one where you may never get that opportunity to do so again, but two-time All-Star, and it also tells me this, and as a Cardinal fan, I think it should excite you, is that he's putting his team first, right? He's putting the second half here for the Cardinals ahead of, hey, look at me on the biggest stage at the All-Star game. What he did to this point got him on the All-Star team. What he did leading into the break is what made him be a part of things. His 32 saves at the break was amazing, and he wants to be able to add to that. So I think it's exciting. I think it's a smart move. And with Helsley, it's my understanding, too, that this, tiredness. It's not arm. His arm is fine. I think that the body and especially like the legs wear down a little bit. So a nice reset for him, Carey, I think is a good idea.
Brad Thompson joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. BT, if you don't want to get into certain names, I get it, no problem. But listeners will want to know what you believe the Cardinals will or should do at the trade deadline. And I know you're as locked in as anybody when it comes to all of baseball, not just the Cardinals. So what are your thoughts, whether you want to give us your thoughts on what the Cardinals should do or what you think the front office might do? Give us your trade deadline preview.
Yeah, look, I think that there's a lot of different ways that you can bolster this ball club. I think that I do not foresee the Cardinals going in and making a huge splash where they're spending a bunch of prospect capital. That just has not been the way that they've gone about it. So I don't see them going out and getting Garrett Crochet, like, boom, you got another stud pitcher who, by the way, will be up against innings limits at some point throughout the season. But I just don't see them doing something like that. Look, Mo has already talked about wanting to add to this bullpen. It's going to be important. The MVP of this first half of the season for the Cardinals has been that back end of the pen. Those guys will tire at some point if other guys don't jump in. As far as names go, look, there are certain teams. You just look at the teams that you're not sure are in it, or teams that maybe are already selling off pieces. We've seen the Rays actually do a little buying and selling already. I think that Fairbanks is an interesting guy for them, a Mizzou guy. He just signed a 3-year, $12 million deal, so it would be more money. You'd have to give up some prospects. Do you guys like reunions?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Typically, they can be exciting, fun.
Like Lance Lynn coming back was fun. Like bring everybody. Matt Carpenter came back, and that was fun.
Are you aiming for Harrison Bader and/or Jack Flaherty?
No, neither one of those ones. Neither one of those. It's a different one. Okay. And
Rosenthal.
It is a pitcher. No, but love Rosie.
John Brebbia.
Jordan Montgomery.
John Brebbia.
Oh, yes. Did I nail it?
Yes. Have you seen what Brebs has done as of late?
He's been great.
He's dealing. He's absolutely dealing. So if you like reunions and you like twofers, okay, do you feel like you need a right-handed outfielder also?
Sure.
Sure, Brad.
I mean, you got a lot of left-handed bats. I'm just saying, if you're trying to bolster your team. No. I said reunions.
Marcelo Ozuna.
I don't think he's available.
No, I don't think he's available. No, that guy's not him. Tommy Pham, though, will be on that.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you want somebody who brings a little spark and might knock a might hit if you need him to.
I'm here for
Tommy
it, Brad.
Could be that guy. No, those are the teams, right? You end up looking at you look at him. You look at the Nationals also. What are they going to do with Kyle Finnegan at the back end of their bullpen? They already traded Hunter Harvey to the Royals. Dylan Floro is another guy. The Cardinals actually got to him when we were in Washington, but he's got a turbo sinker, veteran guy that could end up fitting the bill. Like guys like that end up making a lot of sense for me. I still believe that they could add or should add a piece to the rotation, just because if you have one more injury in that rotation, I think you're in some real trouble. And then you could move Andre Palante into that swing role if you wanted to, or he could still be, your emergency guy at AAA, although I believe he deserves far more than that. But that's where this next couple of weeks, guys, is going to be the most intriguing. Like, you're already 4.5 games back right now of the Brewers. You got a chance to gain some ground and to apply more pressure. But I'm interested, as you guys have been going on this one. And by the way, when we're still talking about the White Sox, I'll throw Eric Fetty's name into that mix. I think Fetty fits a lot better than Garrett Crochet, just due to the fact that he's only got 1 year left on his deal at $7.5 million. So it seems to fit the mold. But as you guys are kicking it around and you're getting your text in, you're getting all your mic drops, like, what is urgent to you guys? What do you believe needs to be added?
For me, I would love to see them try to upgrade certain spots. So to be more specific, if I'm Mo, can I upgrade over Lance Lynn in the rotation? Like, the 5th spot is what it is. But if I can upgrade over Lance Lynn, I move him to the 5th spot. Now I'm improving 2 spots, theoretically. Okay. So for me, it would be to add, whether you want to get like into a 3rd or 4th starter, whatever. That's semantics. But for me, it's adding a starter that can improve my rotation, and I would like to see another bullpen piece, somebody that can pitch in the later innings, because I believe you can't have enough of those guys. So to me, that would show a little urgency. I don't think we're going to be blown away by anything they do at the deadline. That doesn't mean they can't improve, though.
I think that's a great way to look at it. I think you make a really good point. You don't just need another arm in the rotation. You don't just need another 5 like that.
This isn't John Lester time, you know?
Yeah, you could do it. Who was good, right? He was very good for you down the stretch. But we both remember, Anthony, that trade deadline as we're sitting outside a ballpark. We're just like, what
are they doing?
What? And Jay Happ, too. That'll be, yeah.
Right.
Like, they're
Lester, we were like, all right. But when Jay Happ came through the old the old web space there, we're like, what are you doing?
And he was good, too. He knows more than we do.
Sure.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, and I guess that is something to remember, too, as the trade deadline comes. There might be some big names that get thrown around. I don't necessarily see the Cardinals on the surface being in on it, but I think that we've learned at this point, let a trade play out until you end up seeing exactly, what you land with and how it ends up helping you.
BT, I offered Anthony a trade yesterday.
Okay.
I wanted... We went to the White Sox. I was the Cardinals. He was the White Sox. I wanted Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert Jr., and I gave him some players, and he vehemently shot it down. He didn't even like that. Now, Jamie thought he was wrong and crazy, but Anthony didn't like my idea. So I offered him now, BT. Now listen, this is a hypothetical trade, okay? It's not something that I want to do, but if you're going to get something great, you got to give up something, right? We understand that.
No question.
So it was Jordan Walker and any prospect not named Tink Hintz. So Jordan Walker and one other prospect, and Ryan Helsley and actually it was two prospects not named Tink Hintz, and then Ryan Helsley and any player on the current roster not named Wilson Contreras, Mason Wynn, or Sonny Gray.
Boy, you're opening it up to a whole lot of things here.
You got to give up. And I don't want to see. I want to see Jordan Walker in a Cardinal uniform. I want to see him do great. I want to see him be as special as I think he's going to be. But if not, I got somebody in return in a center fielder in Robert.
Is it bad, by the way, that I balked more on the second part of your trade than I did the first part of it?
No.
The Luis Robert?
You brought up the Walker. You brought up, the Walker and any prospect. I'm like, all right, okay. And then, though, you added on the Helsley and then any player off of the team. That ends up being a problem. Because if I'm somebody else, I'm going Helsley and, okay, I'll take Burleson. Like, I'll go with that guy. And I'm sure Wynn was off.
Wynn was off. Contreras was off, and Sonny Gray was off. No, you can't have those three. But you can have any two players on the roster. Not name those three.
Here's the question. Here's the question right now. What is the goal with that trade? What would be the goal?
I get a number 1 or number 2 in Crochet, and I get a center fielder who has been hurt a little bit, but his ceiling is extremely high when he's healthy and playing every single day. Oh, yeah. And he has power, and he's going to do a lot of great things.
We talked about Luis Robert a ton when that came out, and ended up being too expensive. But that would have been a very good one. Just was money, didn't cost anything else. Easy to say when I'm not spending the money. The reason I asked you, like, what is the goal? Garrett Crochet is going. They're going to have to shut him down at some point. He's going to run up against innings. I mean, this guy, he has never thrown this many innings at some point. If your goal is to win this year,
well, BT, they're both under contract.
In Crochet.
They're both under contract till 27. They don't become free agents until 27.
I understand.
So we got some time to figure some things out.
But you're selling on this year if you do that.
I think.
BT. I think.
But the future is bright.
Deal. No deal.
I said no too. I said any deal needs to start with Jordan Walker and Tink Hintz, and then we'll go from there.
No deal for me.
If I'm the White Sox.
If you're gonna give up talent like that, a controlled pitcher especially, Robert at least has money attached to him, which you don't have to give up quite as much. I am robbing you blind. Like that's the way that you have to look at it. Different style pitcher or a different role. Same way with the A's, like with Mason Miller. they should rob you blind to get one of the best relievers in the game. And that's just kind of how it goes. So you have to be a team that knows that you're that one piece away from winning right now to make a move like that. But, Carey, I like the idea. You left it very open-ended. It was a real think piece for me. But
Thank you.
I'm going to have to say no deal.
All right.
All right, BT, we'll let you go, man. Thanks so much for the time. We love hearing from you. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, fellas. You guys enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll talk to you then.
All right, sounds good, bud. See ya.
See ya. There
you go. That's Brad Thompson here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Let's react to some of the things that BT was just talking about there, including what the Cardinals could do as they gear up for the second half. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and I want to tell you about my friends over at Scrap Mart Metals. If you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, you need to learn about Scrap Mart Metals. They're tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. At Scrap Mart, they understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be truly amazed at how the scrap metals add up, and it can help your business's cash flow. If you own heavy equipment, you're tired of it breaking down over and over again, you have to repair it over and over again. At some point, it's going to break down for good, and you are going to have to get rid of it. Scrap Mart will come get it out of your way. They'll haul it to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it away yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. All you have to do is visit scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account. You will get the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them at scrapmartmetals.com. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. So we just got done talking to BT, and one of the things that I found to be, I don't know, it's not like, I found it interesting, but not from the standpoint of he said something we didn't already know, but BT kind of confirmed what we all believe, in that the Cardinals are unlikely to make a big splash at the deadline. I don't think any Cardinals fan, any reasonable Cardinals fan, believes otherwise. I don't think any reasonable Cardinals fan will say, yeah, they're going to go into the deadline and they're going to absolutely shock me. They haven't done so in a while. When was the last time the Cardinals did something shocking at the deadline from a positive, oh, wow, they won the trade deadline? It's not in their MO.
It's been a while, Anthony.
It's been a while. Mm-hmm. So, BT also saying it too. I think BT kind of set reasonable expectations on things. What else did he say that stood out to you guys?
It stood out to me a little bit, and I hadn't really considered this, is the innings management for Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So I never really thought about that, but the BT basically alluding to the fact, like, if you're making that trade for Garrett Crochet, you're focusing on winning next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to be shut down
at some point.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, I ain't giving you crap. Like, I still make a trade. Like, if I was the Cardinals, because he is cost controlled and he's a young player and all that, but then you'd have to expand that and go get something else as well, because you'd like to make the playoffs this year as well.
Yeah.
But that led me to my question that I asked you in the break. The Cardinals make the playoffs this year with the roster that they have, or if they were to make a trade like that, what is the likelihood of them winning a championship this year? And so if you make a splash trade like that, knowing that we might make the playoffs, we might get in, we probably don't have enough to do any damage, but look out for next year. Like, I think you have to take that into consideration. Like, what are the real expectations of this team for 2024? They're I can't even say they're solidified in the wild card, because there are too many teams within arm's reach of being able to be the number 2 wild card team, and the Cardinals being out of it. So what are the realistic expectations for 2024 in terms of winning a championship or being a real playoff contender come October?
I think if you did try and make a trade for Crochet, knowing what we know now and moving forward for that specific reason to win in 2025, then I think you would maybe do that in the offseason, because then they're probably going to ask for more, given that there is half of a season left. Granted, they don't care about the pitch count. You can do whatever you want to do with him now that he's yours, but we're going to have some extra stuff because you are getting that half season with him. If you're going to do that, I would just wait till the off season.
And if I'm the White Sox, I've been playing the White Sox role now for a while, but I'm just trying to provide a different perspective. If I'm the White Sox, his ultimate value is not in the offseason. I need teams desperate.
Yeah.
I need teams to create a market for me. And if the more teams that are in and bidding against each other because they want to win a championship, that is who I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with somebody who's like, well, we got the entire offseason. If we miss out on Crochet, fine, we'll sign somebody else. I don't know why I did the Mo thing there, but
because that's what Mo would do.
That's what Mo would do. But it doesn't you don't have urgency at that point. You want, if you're the White Sox, you want to create as much urgency as possible when it comes to dealing for Garrett Crochet. We got our Sports Six-Pack next. If you have a question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Hey, don't forget, too, you can hang out with our very own Jamie Rivers, 101 ESPN, and Stella Artois this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at Helen Fitzgerald's. Stella Artois is partnering with Hot Ones to bring hot wings and hot trivia questions to St. Louis. If you want to sign up to play in the trivia, visit Helen's to find out how to register to participate and compete in the competition. Or just come out and hang with Jamie Rivers, watch the festivities this Thursday, and enjoy some free Stella sampling and your chance at attendance prizes. That's this Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. with our guy Jamie Rivers at Helen Fitzgerald's, and you can find out more information at 101ESPN.com. Helen's a good plate. It's out by me.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I'll come out and see you.
You should.
I'll bring the kids.
Come bring them by.
I just went to Helen's not too long ago.
Did you?
I did.
That's out by you too now.
That's out by me.
Yeah.
By the way, I put my poll out.
Yeah. How'd it go? People jumping on it?
Well, we still have some time. I don't know if you want to know the results right now.
I already know the results.
The question is, do you want the Fast Lane to talk more football on 101 ESPN? Hashtag Marsh's poll. It's not looking good for you, Anthony. Or Carey.
I told you.
Carey
what I
peer pressured
expected.
me into doing it. Well, listen, we still got time left. 78 votes. Need to get those numbers up. People that love the
Give out your Twitter account, Marshy. Marshy, what's your Twitter account?
It is @_ Andrew Marsh _ I'm sorry, that's my
Marshy
Instagram.
Marsh.
It's @ Marshy Marsh _
There you go.
There you go.
Get on Marshy's poll and let us know.
I told you. This is the prosecution asking OJ to put on the glove. You shouldn't have done it. All right?
Look how that turned out.
Yeah, not well for the prosecution.
Wow.
So I told you not to put the poll out there. Told you to not have anybody jump on Marsh's poll, Carey.
Carey wanted me to put the poll out there.
I demanded.
He actually
don't
kind of
do it.
bulldogged you into it.
He did.
I just thought that people would want to get on Marshy's poll.
You don't do experiments when you don't know what's going to happen. This is your fault. All right, Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
Well, my guy Anthony was just talking about it, and I'm going to remind you guys right now that Stella Artois is partnering with Hot Ones to bring you the Hot Wings and Hot Trivia. And this Thursday, tomorrow night, we will be at Helen Fitzgerald's out in South County from 6 to 8 p.m. And it's going to be fun. It'll be Hot Ones Trivia, and you have a chance at winning an awesome staycation to be given to the winner after the grand finale. That's on August 8th. And come on out. It's fun. The last time we did it, there was so many people there. If you want to compete, come on out. Get out early. Sign up. You have a lot of fun. And if you don't want to jump in and compete, come out and watch. Anyways, there's some attendance prizes that'll be available, and it's a great time. You get to watch people eat the hot sauce, then you've got the funny questions, you get the good trivia answers, and of course you've got Stella Artois right there. They're handing out samples, and it's going to be an awesome time. Helen Fitzgerald's is always a great time, let alone when they've got Stella Artois and Hot Ones there to bring you their trivia. So please, remember, tomorrow night, me, Jamie Rivers, out at Helen Fitzgerald's. Come on by, say hi, compete, sample some stuff, and all that happening from 6 to 8 p.m.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The American League defeated the National League 5-3 last night in Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. We talked a little bit about that at the start of the show, but we have been talking about grading the Cardinals at the All-Star break, and we want to know what you think about that as well. So send us a mic drop. Send us a text to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll continue talking about that throughout the remainder of the show. We just talked with Brad Thompson not too long ago. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. I just mentioned the Air Comfort Service text line. Get those texts in for our Sports Six-Pack. That's coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
With Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with question number one for our Sports Six-Pack.
Question number one.
All right, from the 573, if you are Ollie Marmol, what conversations are you having with Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado this week?
How'd the break go? You refocused? Good to go? What other talk you gonna have? Hey, hit the ball or else? Okay, Ollie.
Right. Yeah, I'm guessing, I don't know. I think the tenor of the question is kind of like, are you setting any sort of expectations for them in the second half? Or are you telling them something that make them aware that you drop Goldschmidt in the lineup? I don't know. I think that's kind of what the point of the question is. And to Jamie's, crack there. No, what are you going to say? Hey, ready for a great second half.
Yeah, you recharge, ready to go?
Yep.
We need you,
You'll be great in the second half.
Be awesome.
Go get them.
You're going to be great.
And if they're not, then you just if you want to make a move, you make a move. And you tell them, hey, I'm going to make a move, and I'm going to drop you down the lineup if it's Goldschmidt, because Arenado's already got dropped. Hey, as soon as you start hitting, we're going to bring you right back up. But other than that, what else are you going to do?
Drop them and replace them with who?
That's get out of my head. Get out of my head.
What magical player? I'm just wondering.
I think you'd have to move Contreras to bat cleanup, and then you'd have to sandwich somebody, maybe Donovan, at 3.
You're taking it too literally. I'm just saying the question. Okay. I think what the question was: are you kind of setting up a second half where if they underperform, are you going to tell them something? Are you going to basically outline some expectations? I agree with you guys. It's been my point. Who the hell are you going to replace him with? You don't have another Wilson Contreras coming off the IL with a fractured forearm. Let's be honest. That's how Arenado has stayed out of the top 4. Yeah, it's because of Wilson Contreras. So I'm with you guys. You don't have anybody else. I think the question was more, hey, what are you going to say to provide maybe some expectations for the second half?
Go get him.
I could also be wrong. Yeah.
Go get it.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 2.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
If you don't start hitting,
I got this broken beer bottle.
Something's going to hit.
Smash it.
Either you're going to hit.
No, I'm going to hit you?
Maybe.
Nah, that's...
he could.
So, yeah.
We had Mike Martz on when I was doing the opening drive, and he asked, how do you motivate some players? He said, some of them you got to motivate with a bat.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe he meant, like... a bat.
A baseball
flying,
bat. No,
the flying
baseball bat.
What's a bat?
It's a bat.
It's a bat.
Nocturnal
Or a flying rodent?
Yeah. Is it a rodent?
I have no idea.
Marsupial?
I don't know. Somebody would be able to text us and
let
us know.
It's a vampire, but in like bird form.
Bird form? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a flying mammal.
There you go.
There you go.
Question number 2 from the 636 probably won't be read. It is. This one is specifically for Marsh and Jamie. Why in hockey, while a team is on the penalty kill, they just dump it and change? Why not do more of a roller hockey or even a 3-on-3 style and pass it all the way back and maintain control? Hell, even pass it back to the goalie. Then when the other team starts skating towards you, end up dumping it out. That's what the clear it camp's for, baby. Yeah. Why not control the puck more instead of just dumping it?
Well, that's a great thought in theory when it's the beginning of the penalty kill and you have 4 guys with fresh legs out there. Because the other team has an extra player, they're going to be able to pressure the puck really quickly. So your passing lanes will disappear. And boy, oh boy, is it a bad thing when you turn over the puck because you're going to fire it all the way back to your goalie. The goalie makes a bad pass to a defenseman. All of a sudden, he's under pressure. Now you've given the team on the power play the puck in your end. And now you're tired because you've been trying to skate away from it. Now you got to chase the puck again. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is you're defending for 25, 30, 35 seconds. It wears you down. You're tired. It's stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. You get the puck. Now you're going to mess with it? Oh, let's play keep away. You're exhausted already, and you're short a player, which means they can pressure the puck a lot quicker. Turn the puck over. Now this shift is extended another 35 to 40 seconds, and you're absolutely exhausted, and the other team probably getting some really good scoring chances at that point. So do I agree that at times when the optimal time to do that, by the way, is right about the 1 minute mark. If you can get a second change out there, so the first 30 seconds, you get guys out there, you get the puck down the ice, you get your second wave out there, they still have their first power play unit on. They're going to start, the tank is starting to empty just a little bit for the power play guys. They turn the puck over, you have some fresh legs. Now you can play that keep away game. Spread it out, send a defenseman all the way back inside the zone, pass it all the way back because you've got the fresh legs and they don't. So now you can play that keep away game, but then you can only mess around for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then you send it back down again, and they're going to change. It eats up more of the clock at that point.
There are times, though, and this is not on the power play or the penalty kill or whatnot, but when a team is changing, I'll notice that players will dump it in, and you're essentially, obviously, you're giving the puck away, and you have no forecheckers. I think in those moments, I wish sometimes, depending on the situation, that the defenseman would just hold the puck, wait for the guys to come on, maintain control of it. That happened a few years ago. Torey Krug dumped the puck in against Colorado, gave the puck away with less than a minute. They went down and scored when you could have kept the puck. Now, that was just one instance.
Yeah, but the guys are changing or not? Like, you're talking about a line change?
So it's a line change. The defense is not pressuring you. You decide, you take some open space, hit the red line, dump it in. So
if you cycle back, though, on a line change, now the other team has fresh legs, or you're giving up the zone at that point. And if you're tired, too, you're assuming that the player's not exhausted when he's got the puck. Mm-hmm. What if he's at the end and he's straight-legging it to where he's so freaking tired he can't even bend his knees? Mm-hmm. And now you want him to, that. Yeah, so it's situational, of course.
For sure.
Where the Blues could take advantage of some of these things on just a simple line change is the fact that they have 2 goalies that play the puck as well as anybody in the NHL. And when I was with Detroit, we used to do that. If you get pressured in the neutral zone, we pass it back to the goalie. Because in Detroit, it was like, we never give up the puck. So that's
kind of what I was alluding to.
If you could pass it back to Hofer or Binnington, those guys are breakout machines. They're great. So you just fan out as a defenseman. Now they've got to pressure the puck. You move it away, and now you've maybe changed your forwards at the same time. Now you got a fresh group on the ice. All of it, again, is a great idea until the one time it blows up in your face to where Binnington or Hofer makes a bad pass or a defenseman falls on the way back, and now you're like, oh boy, could have just put the puck in to the farthest place away from our net.
All right, let's carry over our Sports Six-Pack next in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, are you currently using ED meds? Well, nobody cares. Nobody cares. As long as you're ready for the game, that's all that matters. But if you're paying too much for those ED meds, that's where it gets me. Don't want you doing that. Whether it's that little blue pill or the gummies or whatever's out there, don't pay too much. Go visit my friends at the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They have a generic called sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. It's a great deal, fellas. Get over there, check it out. Prescription required, of course. They're a great pharmacy over there, too. Fantastic representatives are going to help you with whatever questions you have, or allergy season is always a killer for a lot of people. Get in there. They're going to suggest some things for you. And they did the same for me, and I was thrilled with the results. So please get in there and do that. They also have a great service where they offer free, discreet shipping and delivery of any medicines that you require on a regular basis, and they do that to your home or your workplace. Fantastic program. When you're in there talking to my friends over at the Medicine Shop in St. Charles, ask them about it. They'll get you all set up, and you will be thrilled. I promise you that. So please, again, get in there and visit them. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in, but if not, visit their new website, stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
Let's continue our Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane. Go ahead, Marsh.
Question number 3.
All right, this one comes from DoorDash Steve. If Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt get right, we will be mad we didn't upgrade pitching for the playoffs. We do expect those two to get right. Do you agree? Do you think if the Cardinals end up finding something in Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, if they don't get the pitching, that could ultimately be their undoing?
What kind of pitching? Because I don't think you're getting Garrett Crochet no matter what. I don't think you're going to get some I don't think the Cardinals are going to make any big-time move as it is. So what if they get pitching, but it's just not the big-time pitching that you were hoping for?
It's a perfect scenario. Quite honestly, if they just go get a number 3 or a 4, like you said, and Goldie and Arenado start hitting, you're in good shape.
Should win the division, yeah.
You're in good shape to win the division and possibly a playoff series. All you need is guys, especially if Burleson and Wynn and Contreras, if those bats are still going and you add 2 bats to that lineup, that's a tough lineup. So your chances are much better with Goldie and Arenado. That's why it's so important that they hit the dang ball. It take a lot of pressure off the rest of the team at that point. Take a lot of pressure off your pitching staff, too. You have to pitch 1-run games.
If Goldie and Arenado have a power surge in the second half, they're going to be in great shape. The offense will be in great shape, I should say. And the pitching has been better, certainly better than expected, way better than expected. If it merely just does that again in the second half, then I think that you win the division. You're still chasing 4.5. I don't want to overlook that. I don't want to minimize that. But
I just don't think they're going to go get a starting pitcher.
Any starting pitcher.
Any starting pitcher.
Middle
reliever. Somebody to help in the 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th inning. 8th and 9th, I think they feel pretty confident with Kittredge, JoJo, combination of those two.
I think they got to get another guy for that spot, though, just in case one of those guys breaks.
Well, that's why I said both of them. You got both of them there. If one of them isn't doing well, I think JoJo did look a little fatigued prior to the All-Star break, but I just don't see them going after a starting pitcher. I see a middle reliever. And
why a middle reliever?
What do you think?
What? I can find a middle reliever.
Yeah.
Within the organization.
I'm sure.
I want the. Are you just saying that because you like the?
What else would they?
Disgusted
It's
by the
not
Cardinals?
going to be in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a starting pitcher because I think they're confident with what they have, and Palante and or Liberatore have done. What did he say? Yeoman's work?
But those are your mid-relief guys, though. Come playoff time, Palante and Liberatore are your middle relief guys.
Yeah, see, to me, I'm not giving up assets for, and I'm not saying you're saying this. I think what you're doing is you're kind of positioning your comments as if you're the Cardinals.
Yeah,
right. For me, I'm not giving up assets for a middle reliever.
What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to, at the bare minimum, they're going to add a back end of the bullpen arm.
They're going to get a starter, guys. If they went and got John Lester and Jay Happ a couple of years ago, I can guarantee you they're going to add somebody.
Yeah, but they also got those guys because they're trying to make sure that they don't burn out the youngsters in the second half. I don't think they didn't add John Lester and Jay Happ to get into the postseason.
No, I understand that. But if they did add them, regardless, they added those 2 guys.
Sure.
And I understand the strategy behind it.
Well, to your point, they added Jordan Montgomery and Quintana. That wasn't to eat innings. That was to
But I'm just looking at it from an organizational standpoint. You were terrible last year, last in your division. You do have a chance to make the playoffs, regardless of what you think success is as a Cardinals fan. Making the playoffs after being last in your division is a big deal, especially for this franchise. So I don't see any world where they don't add a rotation guy, even if it's a 4-5 rotation. There's no world that, for me, in my opinion, where they don't add there just to get him in.
So for me, the reason why I said I just don't, come playoff time, you got 4 guys. So it's going to be Sonny Gray, Kyle Gibson, someone that they brought in, and Miles Michaelis, Lance Lynn.
Which is why I don't think you need a mid-relief guy, because your 5-starter becomes that guy.
I don't feel like they're going to have either one of those guys not pitching in the playoffs, not starting in the starting rotation in the playoffs. You telling me Miles Michaelis or Lance Lynn isn't going to be in the starting rotation if they make it to the playoffs?
If you go get another pitcher, they won't. One of them won't be. Because I know what you're saying, but if you bring in another veteran pitcher,
I agree.
It's much easier to move a veteran down in your rotation than if, you know what I'm saying?
Who's telling Miles Michaelis that?
Anybody. Who cares? What's he going to say? Seriously, what's he going to say?
Who's telling Lance Lynn?
Who cares? Again, do you think I care? I
don't
care. I don't care. If he worked for me.
You don't care.
If he played for me or worked for me, I don't care at all. You're mad at me, Lance? That's too bad. By the way, have you seen your numbers? Because that's what you should be pissed off at, not me.
I guess my response to that would be, did you see my numbers last year? You signed me.
Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
And you know what?
What did you expect?
You
what
did a
were
great
the
job.
expectations?
You did a fine job. Now we're
of
replacing
doing what you hired me to do.
You don't like it? That's fine. Oh, your oblique's sore, right? We'll put you on the IL. You can go home for the rest of the year.
Happen. That never happens, Jamie.
Oh, your fingers hurt?
Now your back's going to hurt.
I'm just saying, like, at some point you got to quit worrying with big old Lance Lynn. Oh, no. Come on.
I'm not worried
Park
about
it.
But
not you, but I'm just saying, even Ollie and those guys, like, enough.
Get a 101 sign, put it in your car, and park it.
Wherever you want.
Wherever you want. Yep.
I'm going to try that out. See how it goes.
It works.
Question number 4.
You're Jamie. I'd probably get hauled off to prison.
For the 217, probably won't be read.
That's pretty smart to write that.
Yeah, it looks like I have a weakness. But what would you all get your wives for a 3rd anniversary gift?
What is the 3rd anniversary? I don't know.
I don't have a wife.
Whatever she wants.
I know.
A new car.
I know what I'd get my. Never mind.
No, yeah.
Leather is the traditional 3rd anniversary.
Oh, I'm all in.
Wait, is there like a...
Yeah, based on the years.
Is there actually?
Yeah, leather.
Oh, goodness.
If
I'm
I'm
glad we're
going
having
that
this
route-
conversation right now. I would have never known that.
I'm going to answer this correctly. There's only one right answer for it. You find something leather that you like, that you think she'll look great in, and you purchase that.
I like that.
Because then everybody wins. She gets a nice item, whatever that item may be. Could be pants, could be a skirt, could be
a football.
Could be no. I don't think she'd be happy with that.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Could be something for nighttime. Either or, something she's going to feel beautiful in, and then you win too at the same time.
That's nice. Yeah. Good call.
Yes. The gift that gives back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't like throwing the pigskin around with your wife?
Yeah, right? What the hell? Jamie, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, does this also apply to every gift that you give?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
What's the second?
It doesn't matter if it's like 3rd.
Or 4th.
What's the 2nd?
Well, what are the different, obviously it looks like you have a list that's pulled up.
No, I just searched.
He Googled the one specific.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here's one. First is just an anniversary card, apparently.
Oh, anniversary card?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see 573?
3rd is oh, wait, no. Anniversary plate? Oh, wait, my bad. I think I just read a card because... Oh, here you go. I got it.
Get her a card.
First anniversary. Well, okay. First anniversary is paper.
Card.
Traditional is paper. Modern is clocks.
Oh, they want money, huh?
Paper.
Metal or gemstone would be gold. Second anniversary, Marsh, would be cotton. 3rd anniversary would be leather. 4th anniversary would be fruit or flowers. 5th would be wood.
Yep, that's a good one.
This is the traditional.
That should be every anniversary.
Now all I'm thinking about is how Jamie would interpret this. 6 is candy or iron. 7th is copper or wool. 8th is bronze. 9th is pottery. 10th is tin or aluminum. And then it goes to 15 would be crystal. 20th, china. 25th, silver. So there's different kinds.
Wow.
Yeah.
You even read from the modern list?
That's what I'm doing. Oh, the modern.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry.
that
No, I
was
did traditional. Yeah, modern.
Modern is
Somehow
a little bit...
wood is still... wood still made the
That
list.
should be every year.
Traditional or modern.
Quite honestly.
Yeah, there you go. Marsh, you learned something today.
There you go.
All right.
Especially from you three, too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Typically you do.
We got all the answers, Marshy.
Uh-huh. We have Corey returning for the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Tomorrow we have Mosby Building Arts coming over to the house because we want them to take a look at the patio and some back doors. And here's the thing about Mosby Building Arts. Whether you're doing a complete remodel of maybe your kitchen, something big, master bathroom, a basement, they can handle that, and they do it incredibly well, better than anybody else. But when it comes to smaller projects, like a patio, like an outdoor fireplace, or maybe you just want a new front door, Mosby Building Arts, they do that as well. Small project, big results, minor changes, major rewards when it comes to Mosby Building Arts. How about a fireplace update? You get a new front, new stonework or woodwork. They got built-ins around the fireplace that Mosby can add to it. Laundry room. You may not think about the laundry room needing an update. How about new organization, shelving, wallpaper, storage? You can make that room efficient for you, upgrade it completely, and feel great about it thanks to Mosby. Partial bathroom refresh, create a home office. Maybe you want to remove an interior wall to open up some space. Whatever it may be, call Mosby because there is, again, no job that's too big or too small. You'll get the same team working for you for your small project as you would a larger project. So give them a call right now, 314-909-1800. Visit callmosby.com if you want to check them out online. Either way, contact Mosby for any of your home remodels. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Welcome back here to the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The time is 4:05 p.m. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. It's time for the Gauntlet. We got a returning contestant coming back to us. Corey, how you doing today, bud?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
We're hanging in there. The weather's a lot nicer today than it was yesterday, so we got that going for us.
Tell me about it.
All right, so you took out our guy Marshy yesterday, and I don't know if you have a plan of attack, but who's the next contestant you want?
I kind of do. So I know I'm not going to beat Anthony, and I know I'm not going to beat you in hockey. So I'm going to go with CD because it was football yesterday. Just hope it doesn't just football again, I guess.
All right, Corey. CD.
I like the thought process there, the breakdown.
Yeah, it was good.
I like that a lot. Yeah, nice job.
I don't know how you became invincible, but congratulations.
You know, Jamie, I don't know why you got to put me down.
I didn't.
To
I was
put
praising
yourself
you.
up.
I praised you, Anthony. You don't take compliments very well, do you?
No, I don't.
Apparently.
I only like to view myself in the negative.
I mean, I get it.
If you would have said, I would too if I were you.
I almost said it, but I was like, I'm not going to totally cut his heart out.
All right, Corey, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, so anything but football, I'm assuming?
No, I want hockey.
You want hockey, okay. All right.
You want hockey against CD.
That's not going to work 2 days in a row, is it?
Is it hockey?
It is not hockey.
It's football.
It's football.
It's football.
Wow, it's football. All right. Hey, listen,
Corey,
Corey.
you got this.
Yeah, you knew your football yesterday. You knew Mark Andrews went to Oklahoma, and you knew that right away.
That was a key one.
Yeah,
That wound up being the
because
difference.
Who didn't remember Baker Mayfield throwing the ball to the middle of the field? With nobody around him.
Sure. Fair enough.
Well, clearly, I didn't.
That's true. All right. You know how this works, Corey, but for those that don't, Corey's going to get 4 football questions. Carey is going to receive the same 4 football questions. All of them are worth 2 points unless Corey or Carey ask for the options. If they do, those questions become worth 1 point. Corey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's rock. Question number 1. Before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, name the stadium they played in. So before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, name the stadium they played in.
I need the options.
Was it Quest Field, Qualcomm Stadium, or Jack Murphy Stadium?
Can you say them all one more time?
Sure.
None of them are ringing a bell. I'm probably going to have to guess on this one.
All right. Quest Field, Qualcomm Stadium, or Jack Murphy Stadium?
Qualcomm maybe sounds familiar. Let's go with that.
All right. Final answer?
Yep.
All right, Corey, question number 2. Who was the last quarterback to play for the Chargers in San Diego?
Philip Rivers.
Final answer? Okay.
Question number 3. Philip Rivers played for the Colts and Chargers. But which team drafted him 4th overall in the 2004 NFL Draft?
The New York Giants, I believe. Because they traded Eli because Eli's being a baby.
Final answer?
New York Giants, final answer.
All right. Question number 4. Name the only quarterback taken before Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall by, ironically, the San Diego Chargers. So name the only quarterback taken before Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall, ironically, by the San Diego Chargers.
I think I know this. I don't want to use the options. Drew Brees, final answer.
All right. Let's bring in Carey. How you feeling, Corey?
Not very good.
All right. Let's see. CD's making his way back in from the cone of silence. Where he
CD's
sat there in silence.
He's the man in black today.
Oh, we all got black shirts on.
We all
You got
black,
the black shorts and the black shoes.
Nice. Looking good, kid.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Oh, man. Feeling good.
All right.
How about you?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
All right.
Feeling good. Your category today is football.
All right. Do I need to pack a lunch?
You should pack a lunch.
Oh, gosh.
All right, Carey. First question. Before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, name the stadium that they played in.
Ooh, was it Qualcomm Stadium? I think that was it. I feel like that was it. Before they moved to Los Angeles?
Before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, name the stadium that they played in.
Was it? Okay, so coming from San Diego, so not the... Read it one more time, because I don't want to...
Before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles,
so in San Diego.
Name the stadium that they played in.
Because I know when they got there, they were playing in the soccer stadium. So you're not asking... It's Qualcomm Stadium. Final answer. Don't look at me like that, Jamie. I don't like it.
Question 2. Who was the last quarterback to play for the Chargers while they were in San Diego?
I mean, common sense would kind of say Philip Rivers. Was he there when he got to L.A.? But I feel like this is one of those tricky ones. He's going to be the option. Give me the options, please.
Was it Philip Rivers, Justin Herbert, or Kellen Clemens?
Ooh. Okay. I'm glad I did take the options. Give me Justin Herbert. Final answer.
Question number 3. Phillip Rivers played for the Colts and Chargers, but which team drafted him 4th overall in the 2004 NFL Draft?
The New York Football Giants. Final answer.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Carey, name the only quarterback taken before Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall by, ironically, the San Diego Chargers.
2004. Oh. Hold on. Say that one more time. What year?
Name the only quarterback taken before Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall by, ironically, the San Diego Chargers.
I messed up question 3. Now I'm going back. Okay. Give me 04. What year did Drew Brees get? Gotta be Drew Brees. By the Chargers. I'm having trouble today, Anthony. Listening is a difficult task. Give me Drew Brees. Final answer.
All right.
Oh, no!
No, this is a close one.
I messed. God, it was Eli.
You're not alone on that island.
No.
Just wait.
You know what, let's just start there. Let's not.
Just let it.
Let's just
Jump the gun.
Let's just start.
Eli.
Let's just start there and not bury the lead.
At
Start
3.
there.
Because 3.
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Phillip Rivers played for the Colts and Chargers, but which team drafted him 4th overall in the 2004 NFL Draft? Carey, you said the New York Football Giants. Corey, you said the New York Football Giants. Correct answer is
The New York Football Giants.
in his statement. Corey said, well, of course it was the Giants. Wound up trading for Eli. Eli was being a crybaby that same year.
Crybaby Eli.
Crybaby Eli, same year. Name the only quarterback taken before Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall by, ironically, the San Diego Chargers. Corey, Carey, you said Drew Brees, who was a 2nd-round pick out of Purdue.
And not in 2004.
No. He was in the Vic draft. Corey, you said Drew Brees, who, of course, was a 2nd-round pick taken several years prior.
It was
After
2001.
saying Eli.
In that previous question.
It's 2001.
Correct answer is?
Yeah, it's Eli Manning.
It's Eli Manning.
That's why I said I needed you to rework. I didn't. Yeah, that's on me.
That's on both of you.
The question kind of, when you say it out loud, it
Who's the
seems
1st
a
overall
little
pick in the
goofy.
2004 NFL Draft?
Eli Manning.
There you go.
Yeah. But how it's. Yeah. Go ahead.
You know,
All right.
Ironically.
2004 NFL Draft, taken 1st overall by the Chargers.
Yeah. Eli Manning.
Yeah.
He was a Charger for
That
like.
was a trick question.
I agree, Corey.
You knew the answer. You knew the answer. You told us what the answer was beforehand. Either way, we have a 2-2 tie.
Yeah.
We have a 2-2 tie.
Oh, boy.
Before the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, name the stadium that they played in. Corey, you said Qualcomm Stadium. Carey, you said Qualcomm Stadium. Correct answer is
Qualcomm Stadium.
But Carey did not need the options for that one. He has a 1-point lead. Who is the last quarterback? This is the last question here. Final question. Who is the last quarterback to play for the Chargers in San Diego? Carey, you took the options. You went Justin Herbert. Corey, you went Phillip Rivers. You did not take the options. This is how it's going to work. If it's Phillip Rivers, Corey wins today by 1. If it's Justin Herbert, Carey wins today by 2. If it's Kellen Clemens, the other option, Carey's going to win by 1. Corey.
You have chosen wisely.
It was Phillip Rivers.
I talked myself out of that.
Corey, the blunder didn't hurt you in the end. You win 5-4 today over Carey. Congratulations. You're going to move on tomorrow to take on either Jamie or me here in the Gauntlet. Nice job, man.
Good job, Corey.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats, man. You're going to make it. You got to the 3rd round, so You're going to celebrate today.
We'll see.
Okay. You seem disappointed. You seem fed up maybe with yourself. I don't know. But either way, you won. You advance. So nice job.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, we'll see you.
As Anthony would say, see you.
Thank you, Corey.
Carey, your thoughts?
I talked myself out of Phillip Rivers.
You did. I still didn't think that was going to hurt you.
No, you still had it. I was like, he's going to get
lined up. Yeah.
Qualcomm. I knew Giants, and I knew that Eli was the pick. It was how it was. That's why I asked a couple of times. Can you repeat it?
But even this question makes sense because Eli was a San Diego Charger.
I know. They traded. They picked each other. The teams picked and they swapped.
Yes.
Like if that was the first question, maybe you're like, let me think about this. But it came right after the Phillip Rivers one.
I think that's what threw me off. And I'm like, is that Drew Brees? No, it's not Drew Brees. Wait, is it Drew Brees?
No.
What year?
And Tomlinson was their first pick that year because they traded with the Falcons. Falcons go up, they get Vic.
Was Drew Brees an option?
No.
It was, and you're going to kick yourself too because even if you took the options, you would have tied him. Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh no.
Ryan Leaf.
Hell no.
Eli Manning. Yeah. All right. Well, Corey's going to get a chance to take on either Jamie or me tomorrow.
I have a feeling it'll be me. He thinks you're invincible. So I can't be the
best for last.
You're not in Friday, so that actually works out if he takes you on tomorrow. All right. We're going to continue to grade the Cardinals at the All-Star break. Let's move on to the Outfielders next on 101 ESPN.
All 18 of them.
Hey. Carey's still reeling.
I'm not doing well. It's going to be a bad segment for me, fellas. You got it.
Okay. I don't blame you, man.
I'm licking my wounds over here.
Because you're a competitor.
Yeah.
You are. You're a competitor. You're disappointed. You knew the answer.
I knew all the answers. I didn't have to take the options, but I talked myself out of the Phillip Rivers one, the first one. Because I remember him driving up to L.A. every day for practice.
Yeah.
Driving home.
Right.
It was talked about.
That's okay.
Which means he was in San Diego when they moved to L.A.
You moved, and you had Rivers first. Like that was your first response.
Always go with your gut.
Yeah. Carey, let's how about this? I'm going to do something that you don't want to do.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to start with you.
Oh.
What is your grade for the Cardinals outfields at the All-Star break?
See,
Carey, this is therapy. If you don't open up,
talk it out.
If you don't open up,
well,
we can't help you.
I think
it's a good point.
I think Alec Burleson and C. C plus. It's been good, right? It's not the outfield that you thought was going to start the season.
Right.
Like, you didn't think that Michael Ciani would be playing as many games. You didn't think Alec Burleson. You thought it would be Jordan Walker and Lars Nootbaar, Brendan Donovan, possibly, and some type of maybe Dylan Carlson. He was supposed to start the season. Like, this is not the group of guys that you thought would be your starting outfield by the All-Star break. But with that being said, I think they have done a pretty good job. Alec Burleson is leading the team in home runs, tied for the lead. I think he's leading the team in RBIs, if I'm not mistaken.
He has 41 RBI. Donovan has 43.
No, so he's second.
Wynn has 42.
Okay, so he's third.
Goldschmidt has 47.
All right, so he's fourth.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
At the wrong
I was looking at the runs. I apologize. Burleson's got 53. He's lead. I apologize. I was looking at the runs.
I was looking at what is he looking at?
Well, I mean, Jamie, you're acting like what is he talking about? Drew Brees was not first over. It was the one column over. Like, let's settle down, Jamie.
Don't project.
You know what I mean? I was looking at the runs. I said it was my fault, but you're going to go deep. Oh, what was I looking at?
Leading the team.
You got to take down my culture here, who I am, my identity.
It's getting a little sideways here a little bit, don't you think?
I meant who I am, my identity, not my culture.
Okay.
But you ticked me off, you know?
Would you just let the man speak, Anthony?
He won't.
Don't let your mistakes allow you to blame others.
Has been doing a fantastic job.
And you were right. He's leading the team.
Leading the team in RBIs and tied for the lead in home runs. And so that's really good. Brendan Donovan has been solid. He's been what you expected him to be. Michael Ciani defensively has been above what you thought he would be at that position because, Victor Scott started off, he was not hitting the ball, played really sound defense, but not hitting the ball, got sent down. So I think all in all, I may bump it up to a C+.
Okay. Jamie?
Go B all day, every day. And for the exact reasons that Carey brought up. Got Alec Burleson leading the team, tied for lead in home runs. You got Brendan Donovan with a 345 OBP right now. Only guy ahead of him is Wilson Contreras. And you have Michael Ciani. Where would you be without Michael Ciani this year?
Dead.
No, not dead, but the runs
the water, you didn't let me finish.
The runs that he has saved with great defense and the opportunities he's denied. So quite honestly, this outfield has exceeded expectations. When you started the season and you looked out, when I looked out and saw Donovan, Ciani, and Burleson, I went, oh no.
Yeah.
I knew Donovan could play left field just fine. I didn't know what we had in Ciani and Burleson. The last time we saw him in the outfield, he was chugging around at a very below average pace out there. He has been much quicker, much better defensively. His bat has been number one on the team as far as I'm concerned. Well, Contreras is there, but he's got smaller amount of games played. So I give it a B, and I'm quite fine with it.
Yeah, despite our recent run-in and the disparaging remarks that Jamie made toward me recently, I agree. I agree with him. I give it a B too, because we can only judge on what has happened, not what we expected. What we expect the outfield to look like, right? Yeah. Like from the infield, we had expectations for those players, and those players largely have been in those spots. So we can kind of compare. Hey, here's what I expected before the season. Here's where they are now, and have they managed expectations or have they exceeded those expectations? We can't do that with the outfield because we thought it was going to be three different guys or two different guys for the majority of it.
Yep.
I give him a B too. Because Alec Burleson has emerged as a dude. He has hit second for you. That has been Goldschmidt's spot. Goldschmidt has performed below average. Without Burleson, to Jamie's point, you'd be up a creek without a paddle right now. Donovan has showed his versatility. Donovan has also, once again, provided you with some of your best offense. The stat I always go to is WRC+. Donovan's is third at 117. He's been excellent for you. He's played the majority of the time in the outfield. And then, of course, Siani, who has provided much better offense of late, although still overall not great. He's been elite defensively. I've always said, be elite at something, man. If you can't, like, sometimes just, we're just kind of below average and everything, or just average and everything. All right, cool. Well, you're going to get average results or below average results. At least Siani has provided elite defense. I give him a B, too, overall right now.
Yeah.
Outfield.
Outfield hasn't been your problem.
No.
I agree.
Marsh?
I think B's a good number. Or, geez.
It's a good number.
That's all right. You were doing something else.
It looks like an 8.
B is a good letter grade to give this outfield.
All right. So the fast lane grade for the outfield, the All-Star break, a B? You cool with
B
that?
is fine.
Well, if we're taking Carey's grade and our grade, it's got to be a B minus.
B minus.
It'd have to be a B minus because
But Carey's willing to bump up.
I would give him a B minus. I gave him a C plus.
So now we jumped it up to a B.
There you go.
Yeah. That's fast lane math for
We're
you.
grading with the curve.
Yes, we are.
I think. That's what it is.
Nobody knows what that is, especially in
You
this.
don't know what that is?
Yeah, kind of. Jeremy Rutherford joins us next. We'll talk a little Torey Krug with him here on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The American League defeated the National League in Major League Baseball's All-Star game last night by a final score of 5-3. We talked earlier today with Brad Thompson about your St. Louis Cardinals. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. It's all there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have another interview coming up, and that's with our guy from The Athletic, our Blues insider, Jeremy Rutherford. So stay tuned for that. We'll dive into Torey Krug's injury and what it means for the Blues coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by our guy, Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic. What's up, JR?
Not too much. I promise I won't bring up the fight, Carey.
JR, you did it, didn't you? You promised you wouldn't do it, and then you did it. It was a bad performance. We all have them. We learn from them.
Regroup. And I would have done.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
It happens. JR, what do we need to know about the Torey Krug situation / injury / what do we need to know, period, about what the timeline could be for Torey Krug and what his future is, immediate or otherwise, here in St. Louis?
Yeah, Anthony, right now I'm just taking everything at face value. You know, sometimes these things are difficult to report on because you don't know the chronological order of how everything went down. And, you know, I've tried to explain over the years, you know, you make some phone calls and you're able to cobble some information together. But, you know, it's not like Doug Armstrong calls you and says, here's exactly how everything went down. So you got a situation where it appears like they knew about what was going on with Torey Krug, thus the defensive signings with Joseph and also with Ryan Suter. You know, when you sign Joseph, do you know you're going to be able to sign Ryan Suter? Probably not. I think at that point, Suter is still talking to his family about whether he wants to continue playing or not. So I think Doug Armstrong was probably going the safe route, making sure they had some numbers and some experience with Suter there. And then now we have the explanation for a lot of this with Torey Krug. And so, you know, big picture, I think there's a lot of people that are skeptical about the situation just because there's been so much trade speculation about Torey Krug. But I go back to how I started this answer is you can just take it at face value. And right now it appears that they're dealing with this potential surgery for Torey Krug, and they just want to be ready with numbers on opening night.
JR, with the situation the way it is and with how vague the injury really is, I did a little diving into that last night, and it can be something that is not very hurtful or it can be something that causes extreme pain. You know, where do you think this puts the Blues and Torey Krug moving forward, even just past this year?
Yeah, that's the best look at this, Riv, because you know, he's a guy who has 3 more years left on his contract. And so let's say that we don't know for another 2 months whether this is going to require surgery or not. For a guy who you thought there might be a chance to trade, and I know some people thought that maybe that can't happen, but at least when he's healthy, there's a chance for that to happen. Well, now that's out the window. You're not trading an injured guy, and especially if he has surgery in 2 months, you know, that's not happening at least for another 12 months. So, you know, I can't see a situation even after that where a team is looking to acquire a guy coming off that type of surgery with 2 years left on his contract, and now he's in his mid-30s. So it seems like that ship might have sailed unless we get to a situation where this rehab works. He's on the ice in a couple months, and, you know, then they, talk about the potential of a trade. So, you know, I think that's where it leaves the team and Torey Krug for the moment, and where it leaves the Blues right now is just moving on without him at this point because of the uncertainty.
JR, what does it mean for a player like Perunovich or even Matthew Kessel with Krug potentially being done for the year?
Yeah, I think it means a lot for Perunovich. I think we all looked at this situation 2 days ago prior to the Krug announcement and thought, they're not obviously going to have 9 defensemen on the roster. It's a long shot that they're going to have 8, so they're probably going to get down to 7. Where does Scott Perunovich fit in that? If you have a Ryan Suter and a Torey Krug who are healthy and ready to play, he might be the 7 or he might be the odd guy out. Well, now it looks like he could be in that third pairing potentially with Matthew Kessel, and then it's going to come down to who they keep for 7-8 with Joseph and Tyler Tucker. So, I think with Perunovich, this looks like he could slide into the lineup, and he's just going to have to play, and I think he's going to have to produce more. And we all can talk about where he needs to produce. That's shooting the puck. Still looking for that first goal. Parts of a few years in the NHL, still looking for that. And, it's not going to come unless he shoots the puck. So I'm sure that's something he's thinking a lot about this offseason.
Jeremy Rutherford joins us right now on the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic at JP Rutherford, if you want to give him a follow on Twitter. JR, besides Scott Perunovich, let's say Perunovich isn't up for it, is there anybody else that could step into either a power play role or see more time now with the potential loss of Torey Krug?
Yeah, do they turn to Colton Parayko and give him some more power play time? I know they've done that in the past. Probably haven't stuck with it for long stretches. I think at this point we all know what Colton Parayko can do on the power play. Does he do it all the time? No. What about Justin Falk? And also Nick Leddy, I know, is a guy who, he's quiet and he goes with the flow and he's a team player, but he'd like some time on the power play. So I don't know if those guys would be given options. Obviously, the power play was not great last year, so they're going to be looking for any way to improve that. I'm just saying, if Scott Perunovich can step into that unit and look the way he did prior to this last injury, this is a guy who can move the puck and he can set up guys. And I think if they put some more talent on that power play, I think he at least probably has the most potential out of any of those guys I mentioned to make the unit successful.
JR, what do you think the decor looks like on opening night? And that's assuming that Torey Krug, has had to opt for the surgery rather than being done after 2 months.
Yeah, the way I would handicap it right now, Riv, looking at it without a Torey Krug in there, I would see Parayko and Leddy back at their usual spot and the top pair. At this point, my guess would have to be Justin Falk and a Ryan Suter, and I talked to Ryan the other day. He's played with Justin Falk in the past, and I think that you look at the third pairing, and right now it could be a Joseph and a Perunovich with a Matthew Kessel. I think Kessel's shown enough to be in that opening night lineup if the roster looks the way it does right now. And then whoever isn't in that third pair on the left side, whether it be Perunovich or Joseph, I think that would be your 7th. And then right now, I like Tyler Tucker's raw ability. I think he showed it at points last year. I think he really steps up when the team needs him in terms of the physicality. But I just don't know with the numbers if there's going to be room for him at the start.
JR, you said you talked to Suter the other day, and I don't know if you covered this with him or not, but I'm going to ask it. What did he have to say about maybe some of the rumblings that have followed his name over the last couple of stops, just about the fact that he hasn't always been a guy that has accepted his role or a lesser role with the team, and at times that has been difficult for some teams to manage. What did he say anything about that?
Yeah, a little bit, and let me give some context. I talked to his agent, Neil Sheehy, prior to my conversation with Ryan himself, and I said, hey, listen, Neil, there's been conversations in the past about Ryan and his role and how he accepts it and how he deals with the younger players and helping them along, and he agreed. He knows the narrative, and he said that, yes, that had been brought up in Minnesota. He's had conversations with Ryan about it, and he believes that it got better in Dallas. I wasn't in Dallas. I can't sit here and vouch for what a teammate he was in Dallas. But in talking to Ryan, I did ask him that question, and I asked him about helping the young players. And he said, absolutely, that's what he wants to do. He wants to come in here first and foremost, win. But he said older players throughout his career have really helped him out a lot. He understood that in Dallas. He said he had good relationships with the young defensemen in Dallas. They got a couple of good ones down there with Heiskanen and Harley, and he wants to do that here. And I specifically mentioned a guy like Perunovich and Tyler Tucker, and he said, bring it on. I'm here to help. So, it's a 10-minute conversation. He tells you what you want to hear. I guess the proof is in the pudding when you get on the ice and in the locker room.
JR, great stuff as always, man. We appreciate you. Congratulations on a new purchase, Marshy was saying today, too. Nice work.
Yeah, midlife crisis, turning 50 years old, so went out and got a Jeep. So,
well, there you go.
Nice job.
Not a Corvette, probably like Riv is driving around, but we'll go with Jeep.
I ain't driving around that. I got too much stuff to drag around with me. But, JR, the text line is also asking a question of you. Something about tanning, maybe a tanning bed incident, JR?
What's
Do you
going
care to
on?
share that with us?
As soon as you said text line, I knew we were going. Yeah. No, Tim McKernan, his show, The Balloon Party, this morning was talking about tanning bed experiences, and I got to admit I did have one, and the nutshell version is this. A much smaller Jeremy, let's say 250, 260 pounds, was in a tanning bed one night when a storm rolled through St. Louis and shut the power off at the tanning salon, and so I was locked in what essentially becomes your coffin, a tanning bed that will not open.
Oh, wow.
I'm in my tidy whities and head to ooze out of this thing, and I just pushed myself far enough where I could fall out the one end, and as I hit the ground, it was a big thud, and I could hear the front desk lady kind of gasp when she heard me hit the ground.
All I'm picturing right now is Ace Ventura when he's in the animal costume, in the rhino costume, and he's forcing his way out.
Yeah, and I didn't stop by to tell her what happened. I just did the little Jeep wave, and out.
That's awesome.
Little did you know you'd need that Jeep wave today.
Yeah, there you go. It's hot in those rhinos.
I'll send you a pic. No.
You know what? We believe you.
We're good.
JR, good stuff, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
That's awesome.
Sadly, I can picture him kind of like moving to the one end.
I am extremely claustrophobic. Would not be a good. That thing would be ripped to shreds by the time I got done.
Yeah,
they'd be buying a new one.
The good thing about it, though, is the power's off.
Oh, the good thing is I don't need a tanning bed. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, I really wasn't going there. Now that you mention it, though, I think you're safe.
Yeah, I'm probably good. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play Prove Me Wrong next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement that you want to send in, this is where you send in a statement that you want Carey, Jamie, or I to prove wrong, and Andrew Marsh to judge. Do so via the Air Comfort Service tax line at 314-399-9646. Again, Prove Me Wrong next. Jamie, I don't know how you operate when it comes to like doing research on things, but you want to have certainly a baseline of information. But if you know that you can get better information from somebody that's an expert, you want to go that route, right? Well, that's why we have our guy Stewie. And Stewie, he's the best in the business.
Yeah, he is. He provides that old school customer service along with new school ideas and solutions to whatever problem is. Whether it's debt consolidation, you're looking to refinance a home or you're purchasing a home, give Stewie a call. He's got fantastic programs. The Bagel Loan, which, you borrow $200,000 or more. There's no underwriting fees, no title fees, no closing costs. He can get you closed in 10 days to 14 days, depending on the situation. He really should be your first call.
Absolutely. So if you're looking to purchase a home, refi, debt consolidate, Stewie should be your first call. You don't even have to call him, in fact. You just text him if you want to. That number, 314-324-4440.
Again, that's 314-324-4440.
Just trust Jamie on this. If you're working with a lender already, call Stewie or text him and just say, I want you to look this over. Chances are he's going to save you more money over the long haul just because you made that phone call and say, hey, take a look at this. Or even if you have a unique situation, Stewie, we've seen this with Stewie before where the person doesn't believe they can get, or the couple doesn't believe they can get their dream home. They called Stewie and everything worked out. If you miss that phone number, Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Anthony, as men, as we get older, certain things happen, and some of the things that were going on with me were lack of energy. I wasn't sleeping great. I was irritable, just a little depressed at the same time, and that was all because of one thing. You know what that one thing was?
Well, let me think here. Was it low T?
Low testosterone, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen, and I had no idea what kind of an impact that would have on my life. So thank goodness for Mentality. Went over to the Chesterfield location. There's one in South County as well. Got to talk to their board-certified physicians, did a blood panel, and lo and behold, low on testosterone. And since that moment, being on my program with Mentality has been fantastic.
Check your ego. Because that's what I had to do. It's like, oh, I don't know. I'm fine. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll make all these different changes. And then it doesn't work. You spend more money. Maybe it's on supplements. Maybe it's on certain diets and things like that. Why don't you actually do something that's going to work? Like I said, put your ego aside. Go down to Mentality, just like Jamie and I did. Talk to their board-certified experts. Talk to their nurses. Talk to the people that will run the blood work after talking to you and say, hey, this is how you're feeling, right? And be honest with them. If your blood work comes back like it did Jamie and I, and you're low on testosterone and some other vitamins, jump on their program. It works. It's safe. It's effective. And you feel great. And isn't that the point? So, like Jamie said, head down to one of their 2 locations, or you can always visit them at lowtusa.com.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, we're stepping into the courtroom of the Honorable Judge Andrew Marsh for Prove Me Wrong. This is where you send in a statement, could be sports or otherwise, and it will be up to Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and or me to prove you wrong. So, pretty basic concept, Jamie.
Yeah.
Kind of speaks for itself.
It does.
Judge, looking good as always. Great.
Thank you.
I really
Appreciate
like the
it.
retro Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking, hey, I think we are the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
There's 4 of us.
Oh.
Okay, so which
Ninja Turtle?
ones are we? Like who's
Marcy
who?
is Michelangelo.
Yeah, he's Michelangelo.
He's
Okay.
a cool, funny guy. Has fun.
Yeah.
You would be
Who's Raphael?
probably me or Jamie.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know their personalities, so you have to give me the.
You don't know the Ninja Turtle
I know
personalities?
them, but I don't remember. Like,
You
it's
know
been a
we
long
should do-
time.
Leonardo, I think.
He's the leader.
Well, is it you or him? Because
Leo's the
Leonardo
leader.
is Donatello is more.
He's so Donatello's like he's more like he's smart. He's
That's why, yeah.
kind of even keel more.
That's you.
You know.
That's got to be Anthony.
You don't think
That's
I'm
you.
even keel?
No,
I do. Yeah, certain.
Well, maybe you would
instances.
be Raphael, and I don't think I'm.
You know what?
Leonardo.
Let's leave it up to the
All right.
listeners.
Huh.
We'll do Prove Me Wrong. We'll get some suggestions. Because I think this is interesting that
It
you brought
is.
this up.
Yeah.
Four of them, 4 of us.
Yeah.
We all slot in a turtle.
I'm just yeah.
Ryder is Splinter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Mike Ryder is
Master Splinter. Who's the Shredder?
Oh, John Kiowski. Big burly dude.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's kind of like, oh,
But we're not fighting him.
not yet.
Fair point.
Depends how he acts around here. You know.
Fair point.
Just kidding, John. Love you. Hopefully my key works tomorrow.
All right, prove me wrong from the 573. This is an interesting one. Prove me wrong. The replacement for Mo will struggle for a few years. making people want Mo back.
Well, no chance of that happening. I mean, have you read the text line anytime recently? Anything will be better than John Mozeliak around here. And let's be honest, whether it's Chaim Bloom or whoever else takes over, can it get worse? I mean, you've been middling for so long now. Even by accident, it should get better. I mean, come on, John Mozeliak. Once he leaves, I think that St. Louis, not only will they not be longing for his return, they will be praising the new president of baseball operations for maybe being a little riskier, maybe doing some things that John Mozeliak wouldn't do. Maybe whatever it is, the decisions, the strategy, the spending of the money, I guarantee you that nobody will regret that.
Well said.
Well said. Very well said. From the 618, prove me wrong. A year plus into the retool, we're still at the 50-yard line, Army described last year.
I mean, this Blues team has done a fantastic job of scouting and developing players. They have done the things, the hard things, Jamie. You know, we talked about Torey Krug. Unfortunately, he's injured now, so he's not going to be able to play. So that gives you an opportunity to sign a Ryan Suter, sign a Pierre Joseph, guys that are to bring back a Perunovic, because he's going to be your power play quarterback, right? And then you talk about the draft picks that they've had over the last few years. In the 50-yard line, we're damn near inside the red zone. We are just ready to punch it in, right? You saw Dalibor Dvorsky in camp a few days ago, last week. He was spectacular. Gives you something to look forward to. Jimmy Snuggerud, he's going back to college, but the excitement on watching him in the Frozen Four, because he'll be there, and then the addition to the Blues, he's going to have a fantastic career to finish off his collegiate time. This team, they're not at the 50-yard line, right?
Where are they?
They are the we call it the gold zone, inside the 30, not quite the red zone.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
There we go. I almost gave you the back it up, just back it up just a little bit. Moving that football a little bit back.
Yeah.
You got to call for holding. Bring it back.
All right. From the 636, prove me wrong. This is in regards to the Gauntlet question today. Eli Manning did not want to play for the Chargers or any AFC team because he knew he'd never make it through a season going up against Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Tom Brady, and everyone else. The AFC was loaded, so he said, nope, NFC it is.
No, Eli Manning, he cried about it because he wanted to be in a bigger market. He felt as though, and I think so did his father, Archie, that Eli needed to be in a big market like New York. They had no idea that the Chargers would eventually get to be in L.A. I think it was a market issue. Yeah, they knew the Chargers weren't very good, but hell, the Giants were still picking in the top 10 at that point. So it's not like he wasn't going to face an uphill battle no matter which franchise he went to. He thought and Archie thought that Eli should be in New York, in the Big Apple. That's the reason why he cried like John Elway to try to get to a better spot. And hey, credit him, he did. He won 2 Super Bowls, so you look back on it now, and that's just a footnote in history.
Out of all of the prove me wrong answers, that one actually seemed like a legit answer. Like
it actually
legit.
was.
That is the actual answer.
That's totally the reason.
That's why. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate you.
For sure. Okay, last one here. Prove me wrong. In baseball, this one's from the 636. In baseball, advanced supermetrics have successfully watered down the expectations of player performance over the years. Hence, pitchers no longer going past 5 innings on a regular basis.
Pitchers don't go past the 5th inning on a regular basis because they're often scouted on how hard they throw. And if you're up there throwing it 105 miles an hour, you're not going to last past the 5th inning. It's called throwing, not pitching. So if you're being scouted, this is like a domino effect. You're in high school, right? You're trying to throw as hard as you can to appease not the scout, but the radar gun that the scout is holding. So once you do that, you have an opportunity to get looked at. But nobody is teaching you how to pitch at that point. You're just throwing. So I think that's the issue now. Does analytics have a little bit to do with it? Because, the third time through the lineup and all that? Sure. But I think the bigger issue is the fact that these guys are flat out throwing as hard as they can. They're not doing the Justin Verlander thing where they're saving a little bit so that they can get 7th, 8th inning like a lot of these pitchers used to do. That is the primary problem. I think the analytics wind up being just the catch-all for every problem. It's information. That's all it is. We determine how we want to use that information. It's like typing into a computer and getting a result and be like, damn, computer doesn't know what it's doing. No, you put in that information. It spat back what you put in. So to me, it's about interpreting what the analytics, the information is, and really it comes down to human error.
Good job today, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Nice job, guys.
We're not really getting an answer on the Ninja Turtles.
Well,
we did in the snake pit.
I thought about it. So
we did in the
Jamie
snake
might actually be Michelangelo.
No, we're getting a ton of answers. We're not getting to a conclusion because
really?
we
There's
had a
no
lot of people
consensus?
saying different things.
Well,
Yes.
Carey says he's got it.
I like Jamie as Michelangelo because Marshy is probably more Donatello.
Yeah, he's even keel.
He's even keel, smart.
Yeah.
Doesn't goof off too much.
I agree.
This guy, on the other hand, Michelangelo is the orange one. He wears
the party dude.
He parties. He has a good time. He cracks jokes.
Yep.
He does all of the wild things, and everybody is always like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems familiar.
But since you're I could see him being Leonardo too.
I think you're Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of Leos pop up for me in the snake pit.
A lot of people are saying you could be Raphael.
I was thinking that initially because of
Randy.
Anthony. Yeah. I was thinking that initially too.
Yeah. I think
it's interesting.
Yeah, you can be Raph.
Raph is.
Yeah.
He's angry.
He's angry.
Nah.
A little hot-headed.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fun exercise, guys.
Certainly. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't stumble onto the Ninja Turtles. I guess it was like you were too old for them, and your kids hadn't been either not born yet or they're way too young.
The Ninja Turtles have been on at the house, but I never paid attention to them. I knew they were kind of goofy. I don't know who is who though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, I hope you learned something today.
Yeah, somebody did say that Shredder's probably the 6-1 hate.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also started thinking like the Riz show.
Oh, yeah.
Like Riz is Shredder.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple of
Rocksteady
Rocksteady
and
Bebop. So, you got Moon.
It's a great show, man.
And you have Rafe, Rocksteady, and Bebop. I don't know where Learn fits into the bad guy Shredder.
Where's Vanilla Ice? Where does he play his part? Who is Vanilla Ice singing the Ninja?
Well, now you also
rap?
cross into that.
Ninja, go Ninja,
See, now
go.
we're
You know that, yeah.
I do know that one.
Jamie's going to listen to that on his ride home.
Can't believe I don't have that on my iPod.
Yeah, it's a fast on
my
on
iPod Shuffle.
ESPN.
It's on Anthony's.
Yeah, darn right it is. Certainly.
Fifth most
Where
played.
is that? Is that on the ground somewhere? All right, grading the Cardinals at the break. Let's get into the starting rotation. What grade would we give the Cardinals starting rotation at the All-Star break? That's next on 101 ESPN. 5:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We've been going over this throughout the course of the show today, grading the Cardinals at the All-Star break. We had a consensus, like we talked about, and then we had a consensus that the infielders, not just from a defensive standpoint, but the infielders offensively, defensively, we gave them a C. And for the outfield, we all agreed on a B. What about the starting rotation? Jamie, you're looking at the starting rotation, top to bottom. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough because you've had a couple of guys with some blow-ups. Sonny Gray, for the most part, has been really good. He's been as advertised. A couple of hiccups, but that's every pitcher in Major League Baseball, except Paul Skeens, of course. Miles Michaelis has been up and down and up and down and up and down. It seems like every other start is a different result. So last start he had was bad. That means the next one he's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. Lance Lynn, it's been hard to watch at times, and then other times he's pitching well. Kyle Gibson, I think, has been pretty steady. He had one game where he gave up a bunch of runs, but again, it's baseball. Right, that happens. Yeah. And then Andre Palante has been a great surprise because you didn't have a fifth starter. Steven Matt's injured. Liberatore wasn't doing the job. You didn't know what the heck you're going to do. Right. And Palante has stepped up and done a very admirable job. Mm-hmm. So if I'm looking at this rotation overall, I'm teetering between like a B- and a C. I could be swayed either way.
All right.
I'm kind of in agreement. Just the up and down of it. I think Sonny has been your most consistent pitcher, but every other one of them have had, those really good games or really bad games when you're kind of. But if you're going off of recency bias, you would probably remember the last couple of starts by Miles and by Lance Lynn. And I'm with you. I think C, just a C. Like it's not good, it's not bad, it's not great, it's not terrible. It just is, and it is a C in my opinion.
I think I'd go B-.
Ooh, really?
I think I would B-. Yeah, Sonny Gray's been excellent. He's got a 3.34 ERA. He's got a 2.56 FIP. So I know that we don't like analytics unless it helps our guy.
There you go.
Analytics help Sonny Gray. I mean, the ERA on its own is great. It's very good. The FIP suggests that the ERA actually should be lower than what it is right now at 3.34. So Sonny Gray's been excellent. Kyle Gibson, in my opinion, has been better than what I expected coming in. The ERA at 4.16, the FIP at 4.20. So he has pitched as well as the ERA would suggest. Most of it's been very good. Mm-hmm. Some of it hasn't been, but overall, I think Kyle Gibson has been, it has been a very good signing for you. 1-year deal at that money, great. Now you get into some of the issues. Miles Michaelis has been dreadful at times. He had a spurt of 5 or 6 games where it's like, oh, okay, there's Miles Michaelis. There's the good version of Miles. It hasn't been as dramatic or steep when it comes to his April last year was awful. Then he had a good May. Then he had an awful June. Then he had an okay July. It hasn't been like that this year for Miles. But 5.13 ERA from the guy that you want to be your number 2 is not acceptable. So that drags it down. And then Lance Lynn at a 4.39. I don't know how the hell he's got a 4.39. Outside of the fact that he's out of a lot of games in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
So to me, I'll go B-. I also agree with you on Palante. Palante has been a pleasant surprise based on the fact that Steven Matz just wants to be hurt.
I don't know if he wants to be hurt, Anthony.
I apologize. He needs to be hurt.
That's even worse. All right.
Well, he doesn't want to be hurt. He needs it. Okay, I'm sorry. He needs to be hurt in a Cardinals uniform.
I don't think.
I thought I got one.
What do you guys want from me?
What do you guys want from me?
I don't think
you're all looking at me like you're Judgy McJudgersons here.
You didn't make it better.
I thought I did.
Kind of did.
That's up there with what Jamie said about Brandon Crawford.
That was way worse. He's talking about the man's physical appearance.
I didn't say anything. You guys just assumed that's what I was talking about.
You're talking about his health.
Okay. He's been hurt.
Doesn't want to be hurt.
Okay.
We don't know that.
Thank you, Jamie. At this point,
don't know that.
If I were to say to you guys, since he's been signed, he's spent more time on the IL than pitching games.
You're not wrong.
Wouldn't you believe that he wants to spend more time on the IL?
No. think he wants to play.
He needs it for a soul?
No.
It's a good gig if you can get it. Barely play and make that money?
Well, now we're into a different, that's a different way to look at it.
He'll be well rested after this contract's over.
Marsh, your thoughts?
I'm giving him a C.
Okay.
Yeah. As in, let's see what happens in the second half.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right. Do we have a consensus?
I said B- or C. I could be swayed, so I guess it's a C because they went C.
C plus.
C plus. There you go.
C plus.
You can handle that.
The starting rotation.
Yeah.
This is a group project, right? You have some guys who aren't pulling their weight.
Right.
We have maybe one or two people who are doing their job.
Yeah.
As a teacher, are you giving the group a grade based on the result, or are you giving a grade based on the amount of effort that was put in?
No, this is not an individual grade.
And you can't
It's
punish the kids that are
starting
working.
rotation.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, it's a starting rotation.
Can't punish the kids that are working.
I agree.
If it's a group thing, you always have to err on the side of, okay, the kids that worked hard, let's reward them because the ones who don't work hard, they don't matter later.
Right. Yeah.
They don't matter.
You know. Okay.
Orange reading group.
Hey, we mattered. We just try. Try harder to read.
Keep working.
It's not his fault he can't read.
Kind of is.
Blank you, doughboy. I can read. All right, grading the Cardinals at the All-Star break. What?
What?
You're looking at me like...
I'm anxious to find out what the next segment is.
Got to do the bullpen next. Bullpen, maybe we'll also get into the front office and the coaching staff.
I can't wait for that one.
We'll do it all. Next, in Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
When it comes time to sell your home, it can be a difficult market to figure out, especially in the last couple of years. The housing market has been wild. The interest rates have been all over the place. You need the work of an expert, and that's Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And the main reason is she has the experience. She's been in the business for a long time. She understands the market. She understands where it's going. She understands how much you should be asking for your home. And then she gets you to the closing table, and she's very confident that she can do that because she has a database with thousands of buyers that are willing and ready and able to purchase your home. That drives a lot more traffic to your listing. And at that point there, maybe you get multiple offers on your home, which is a fantastic situation. And Gloria will walk you through those offers, making sure you pick the best one for you. And hopefully it means more money as well at the end of it. And then Gloria Liu gets you to the closing table so you can sell your home. So please call Gloria Liu. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
We've handed out grades for the Cardinals at the All-Star break. Infielders, outfielders, starting rotation. Now let's get to bullpen. I say A for the bullpen. I think this is the easiest grade of them all. You've got the league's best closer in Ryan Helsley. You have guys that have stepped up time after time after time in Jojo Romero and Andrew Kittredge. You've got guys like Matthew Liberatore that have done fantastic work out of the pen as a middle reliever or, sometimes a high leverage guy. I think the bullpen for the Cardinals absolutely deserves an A.
Yeah, quite honestly, I think it's maybe even A+.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Ryan Helsley who had that fantastic streak going, and then it got destroyed by Ghost Runner, which really stinks. I don't see how they couldn't tweak that rule a little bit. But whatever, it doesn't matter. He's an all-star. Jojo Kittredge has been really good. The other guys have stepped up when they've been called upon. Liberatore's been good out of the pen as well for some of those extended situations.
Yeah.
I would go, I'd almost go A+. That would be mine. They've given you more than I thought that they ever would. And that's all without, what's his name, too? The one guy who came in hurt.
Kenan Middleton?
Yeah, Middleton.
Oh, yeah.
He was supposed to be one of the dudes.
Good call.
And they had to pivot. They had to find some other dudes, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. Ryan Helsley leading the league in saves, and they have done a fantastic job. Right now, their relievers are 7th in Major League Baseball in the ERA. So they have done – JoJo has done a fantastic job. Kittredge has done a fantastic job. Ryan Helsley. I think when you get 7th, 8th, and 9th inning all season long, you feel confident if you have a lead that you're going to keep that lead and you're going to win that game because of those three players. I'm hoping that it can continue in the second half and they can continue to play and pitch at a high level. Matthew Liberatore, when he's been in a relieving role, he's done a great job. Roy Croft has done a great job. I think they all have kind of filled their part and done fantastic. So I agree, A+ for me as well. Without them, without those last three, Kittredge, JoJo, and Helsley, I would hate to think of where this team would be. And this is a team that had blown so many saves last year. I think they were one of the leaders in blown saves last year. This year, they're doing a fantastic job of finishing out games and getting you that W.
Marsh, you want to cap it off on an A?
No, I think A+, or maybe not A+, just an A. In A, obviously, there's some hiccups, but if you're in the top 10 in ERA and your bullpen's been one of the best, like you have to get an A+ or an A- or whatever. It's got to be an A, Anthony.
It's an A
for
sure.
Easy A.
Don't you go to the A- crap? I say A. Mm-hmm. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, there you go. Good enthusiasm on that one. All right, coaching staff. How would you grade the coaching staff?
So, as unpopular as this is going to be, I'm going to give Ollie a B because not an easy situation for Ollie this year. Start of the season was awful. It was awful. And you end up losing your number one hitter in Contreras to a broken forearm. And then your Hall of Famers aren't contributing hardly at all to your offense. Arenado and Goldie are playing offensively as poorly as they were. You've got outfield injuries you're still trying to work through. You're trying to figure out some of the combinations, whatnot. You've got a rotation that you're unsure of, especially after the first month. You're like, oh, my gosh, what's going on here? Sonny Gray, the injury right out of spring training.
Yep.
And Ollie Marmol seemed to, if nothing else, remain steady. Just kind of, okay. And the reports that we're getting out of the clubhouse is that the guys believed in themselves. Nobody had a bad attitude. There wasn't any problems. There was no friction. They were all like, you want to criticize the manager when things go bad, you got to give them the credit too when things look or appear to be going well for your team. Could the Cardinals be playing better? Yeah, but again, Ollie Marmol can only do so much as the manager. He can't make Paul Goldschmidt hit home runs or Nolan Arenado hit home runs. Can't do that. Can't make Nolan Gorman miss the ball less. Like, he puts him out there in a situation. Yeah, so if you look at those things, but then look at the emergence of Alec Burleson. Mm-hmm. Can we not credit Ollie for some of that? Ollie was very open at the end of last season talking about had a very healthy, tough discussion with Alec Burleson on some things that he needed him to change and to do, and look at the result. We have to credit him, too, with Mason Wynn. And it's not just Ollie, but he's the manager. If we're going to blame him for everything, we have to give him credit for the good things, too. So I give him a B.
Carey?
I agree. I think he's done a great job before. A guy that most people wanted him to be fired after last season and to begin this season. People were frustrated about the contract extension. What are they doing? They haven't figured this out. I think he's done a really good job. And to Jamie's point, you can't. The manager, coach, they don't play the game. All they can do is prepare you. And, maybe there's some criticism in terms of the lineup and still having Goldie bat where he bats, but he has moving Arenado out of that 3, 4, 5 spot. He's put him at 6. And as I said earlier, who the hell are you going to put in if you move him out? So you're kind of stuck with what you got. I think he's done a really good job of managing games and figuring out a way. There was a point, I think, maybe about 20, 25 games ago where there was some concern on my end about those 3 pitchers, Kittredge, JoJo Romero, and Helsley maybe being worn out. I think he's found a way to get those guys some rest when he can and not overuse them. So I think all in all, he's done a really good job of managing this team that has the talent but maybe has not reached their full potential yet of winning games and still being in that wild card and fighting for a division lead if they can figure some things out.
Marsh, if I could go first here, it's amazing to me that we've all done as many shows as we have, and we've talked about baseball as much as we have, and you guys clearly don't get it. Your comments on Ollie Marmol are crude, crazy, and quite frankly, criminal.
Wow.
April was his fault. And if it wasn't for the players digging out of the hole from Mother's Day on, Ollie probably wouldn't have a job. It is always the manager's fault in baseball.
Just stop.
When they're losing.
Just stop.
Are they not 4.5 games back in Milwaukee right now?
Yeah, so it's his.
They're losing.
Well, it's Ollie's fault, too.
It's Ollie's fault.
Yeah. Steven Matt's injury, that's Ollie's fault, too.
Correct. Shouldn't have overworked him.
Oh. Anthony, you're very convincing. I was going to give Ollie Marmol a B. But now that you've convinced me otherwise, I think I got to go F, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Are they not 4.5 games back in Milwaukee?
Sounds like an F to me.
Yeah. If it wasn't for April, for the issues that he caused in April, bad bullpen decisions, horrible lineup construction. Yeah, they'd be leading this division.
Anthony, I don't know what you just said. All I heard you say was F, F, F.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, F.
Like, what the F is Ollie doing most times, right? All right.
Yeah.
So I think we got a consensus there.
All right.
B. Yeah. Good B.
The number B.
Today's episode brought to you by the number B.
All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have the biggest question of the day, but Marsh has got to reveal his poll.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be revealing his poll on YouTube next on 101 ESPN. Hey, don't forget about the hail sale going on right now at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They extended it earlier this month. It's only for a limited time. It's basically as long as they still have hail sale vehicles. These are vehicles that were impacted by the hailstorm that occurred last month. Auto Centers Nissan dramatically dropped a lot of the pricing on the hail sale vehicles, and they also have not only the massive price discounts but they also have the no payments for 3 months and no down payment available on select new and used inventory. All current Nissan specials and incentives are eligible for any hail-affected new Nissan. That means you can stack up a bunch of discounts and save thousands in the process. So the hail sale vehicles are already discounted, and then they've got their normal July sales going on. You can apply both to the hail sale vehicles. If you're not looking at a hail sale vehicle, you can also check out the over 700 cars, trucks, and SUVs that they have all in one location out at Herculaneum. You're bound to find the perfect car that fits your your needs and your budget. 30-day new car return promise at Auto Centers Nissan. Complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, and the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases. It's all there out in Herculaneum or online at autocentersnissan.com. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We talked with Brad Thompson today and Jeremy Rutherford. If you missed those interviews, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We talked about the Cardinals trade deadline, chances of maybe getting a big-time player. That is very low. We also talked about grading the Cardinals. We gave them different grades, different numbers, different letters. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com and check out the website. Go to the podcast page. Like I said, it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our biggest question of the day. We're going to reveal the NFL poll that I put out on Twitter, so don't go anywhere. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, so earlier today, Marsh put his poll out there, and now we're going to reveal that poll and tell you what Marsh discovered.
I'm excited.
All right, so the question was, do you want the fast lane to talk more football on 101 ESPN? Hashtag Marsh's poll. You had options, yes or no. Anthony, you're not going to like this. 59% said no to 41% yes.
Oh, man.
Don't put the glove on.
Exactly. That's what I told Chris Darden over there. I mean, Carey Davis over there. Do not put the glove. Do not ask OJ to try on the glove.
Well, yeah.
Well, no one got work. You demanded this poll.
I did.
You demanded Marsh to show his poll.
And we came up short, Anthony. So what does that mean for us?
What that means is, the Athletic put together a list of overrated and underrated NFL teams for the 2024 season. Wanted your thoughts on this. All right, boys?
What you got?
So, do you guys want to start underrated or overrated? I think the underrated list is going to be hard.
Let's
if we decide on, we actually won't even need this Athletic article. We just talk about underrated teams, overrated teams. But they have, for underrated, the Arizona Cardinals, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Green Bay Packers, and the Atlanta Falcons. I don't see Green Bay as underrated.
No.
You go into Dallas as a 7.5-point dog, and you burn that mother to the ground. I don't think you're underrated anymore. Not to mention they went to San Francisco and gave the 49ers all they could handle for four quarters. And that same 49ers team almost won the Super Bowl.
And they're good enough for John to watch.
And they're good enough for John, who hates the NFL and wants it to disappear. But he does say he'll watch some Green Bay Packer games.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're underrated. I think they're properly rated. As for the other teams, Arizona, I guess if you squint hard enough, maybe you can. Maybe
you think they are probably rated right where they belong.
I don't think they're underrated.
No, I don't think they're going to be very good. I don't think there should be much expectation. Like normally, if a team is underrated, you're like they're going to be really good and they're going to surprise some people. No, I don't. And who put Cincinnati as underrated? Like, why would you not have them rated properly? Joe Burrow missed a lot of time last year, to start training camp, was missing time to start the season, got hurt later in the season. And so a healthy Joe Burrow is a problem for any opposing defense.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider them Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, I think they should be rated.
All right, so let me list some of the overrated teams. Baltimore, Indianapolis, the Chargers, and the 49ers. So let's just do this. Let's build our own list.
Okay.
If you're coming up with one overrated team, forget the Athletic list. You're coming up, Carey, with one overrated team, one underrated team for the NFL this upcoming season. Same thing to Marsh and Jamie.
Overrated.
Just one.
If I would overrated for me, I got a couple, but overrated for me would probably be Buffalo, because I think people still think they're going to win the division. I don't know how when you lose, as much talent as they lost. Stephon Diggs, Tre'Davious White, I know he was injured last year. Milano will be back, but both of their safeties, I think Poyer is gone.
Jordan Poyer, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. To me, that is an overrated team. I would say the Dallas Cowboys are always, in my opinion, overrated. We're still living off of the 90s with the Cowboys. An underrated team would probably be. Is Houston considered underrated?
I don't think so anymore.
No,
they're not sliding under the radar for many people anymore.
Nope.
All righty. Well, that's the team.
That's the only team you got.
Because.
That's why I think the underrated section's a little harder to define.
It is way harder.
Yeah, I don't feel like any of these teams, like are the Philadelphia Eagles underrated? No. Even though they stunk at the end of last year. I mean, I can always go with the Pittsburgh Steelers because no one gives them credit. But I was telling BK when we came in earlier, name me a team that got rid of 3 quarterbacks from last year's roster and got better.
Those guys were terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't
did
a
the
high.
Steelers make the playoffs
You could
last
have
year?
assigned us 3, and that was an upgrade.
The Steelers, I'm going to ask again, did the Steelers make the playoffs last year?
Yes.
And they got rid of all 3 of their quarterbacks from last year's roster, and they are better. So for me, if you want to talk about a team, they're Jamie.
We'll see.
You just said us 3 were playing quarterback last year. Could have.
And
I'm 43 years
they
old.
might come to us halfway through the season again this year.
Nah, they got 2 guys.
I don't have the arm strength.
That's
You're
what the
good.
coach said.
You're good for that little pass.
You can do
pop
a
pass.
slant route.
Yeah.
Now.
I could deliver it.
Yeah. So I think Pittsburgh is probably going to be underrated, especially in that division that had the Cleveland Browns make it to the playoffs with 4 or 5 different quarterbacks. Joe Burrow was hurt. You had the MVP of the league in that division. Like, that's probably a team that is underrated.
That's a tough division.
By the way, Tanisha, I'm with you. She put out there in the snake pit. Really, the 49ers, I don't think they're overrated at all. I think they're properly rated. They're going to be a Super Bowl contender again. Even if Brandon Ayuk sits out or he gets traded, they're still that's one of the best rosters in football.
It changes things if he doesn't play, though.
I agree. I don't want to minimize it, but my God, you still have Christian McCaffrey. You still have George Kittle. You still have Deebo Samuel and Kyle Shanahan.
I'll give you a team that's underrated.
All right.
The Atlanta Falcons.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll be better than what they were last year, but I don't know if that means underrated.
They upgraded at quarterback as well.
Yeah, twice.
They had some of the worst quarterbacking play in the NFL last year and won 7 games.
That's an underrated team.
You would think that old Kirky Cousins is good for 3 wins.
You're at team.
If Desmond Ritter can win 7 with that team, I think Kirk can win 3 more. All right, Marsh, what do you got?
Underrated. I wrote down the Steelers as well. I think that
you guys been hanging out a lot, huh?
Well, we do sit next to each other in the office.
There you go.
You guys are brothers.
We all kind of do.
We kind of all do.
Sit in a circle.
Overrated. I don't know. I don't really know what the buzz is on Chicago. I know they got a lot of new guys. Obviously, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, brought in Keenan Allen. I can't see them being good. I just can't.
Yeah.
Could the Rams be a little overrated? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe because Aaron Donald's gone now. But, man, that roster's still pretty decent.
Yeah, they are.
Which is hilarious.
Go ahead, Marcy.
What about the Miami Dolphins?
I was thinking overrated for the Dolphins.
That's what I'm thinking, too. I think they're a bit overrated. Now, I know they're going to be a good regular season team, but when it gets late in the season, they typically disappear.
Fall apart?
Yeah.
Because it gets cold outside.
They freeze up.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, it's cold.
I think they're underrated in September and October, and I think they're overrated the rest of the year. That's what I got for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? Overrated, underrated?
I just said the Dolphins.
So Dolphins are your overrated?
Yeah, and the Cowboys is overrated.
And Cowboys, I had agreed with Carey on that one.
Default answer.
They're the godfather of
and
overrated.
Underrated, I kind of circled the Chargers. That's a brand new head coach in there.
I like that.
Justin Herbert, healthy. What do they look like? So I circled the Chargers.
I like the Chargers.
I don't care.
You don't like them?
I don't know what to expect.
Sounds like
you
a you
lose.
problem.
You lose Austin Eckler. You lose Keenan Allen. I know Mike Williams was always hurt, but you lose him as well. I think Quentin Johnston was their first overall pick, their first receiver
2 years
pick.
ago, yeah. TCU.
Where has he been?
He got traded to Kansas City last year. That's why they couldn't catch the ball.
Oh wow,
that's a joke.
I didn't think so. Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
he's not.
But
playing.
he was buried behind Keenan Allen.
Well, here's the thing: if you're a first round
Mike
draft
Williams
pick,
for
you probably
8
are
games.
going to play. That's why they drafted you.
Yeah. I'm with Jamie. I think the Chargers are underrated. I think they're flying under the radar.
Who's going to be this year's Los Angeles Chargers?
Like snake-bitten team?
No, 2 years ago is who is this year's Cincinnati Bengals, and then Jamie picked the Chargers, so now we'll use them
the Texans.
I stand by it.
The Texans, bless you, by the way.
Yeah, Carey. You all right there? Threw at your back.
I think the Chargers. Look, the Chargers have obviously Justin Herbert's a selling point, but where has Jim Harbaugh failed? I don't think it's going to be that long of a turnaround for him.
No.
Joe Alt, they drafted in the first round. We may look a year from now and say that they've got the two best tackles in football in Slater and Joe Alt. I really like the way that they approached the draft this year. I'm not losing sleep over the receiver spot like everybody else is.
Who's running the ball? Because Jim Harbaugh runs the football.
He does. So they brought in
Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbs. They brought in the Ravens running backs.
They brought in the Ravens guys.
You guys get hurt all the time out there. Maybe you'll stay healthy in California.
That is fair.
Weather.
Do they like getting hurt?
J.K. Dobbins does, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, I like them. The defense still has some sporadic talent on that side. I think they're underrated.
Khalil Mack is getting long in the tooth.
And Bosa's not the better Bosa brother,
No, he's
but
not.
he's still a formidable pass rusher. He is.
We'll see.
Going back to the poll, obviously the results 59% to 41% in favor of not talking about football. We got a message from Marshy Stash in the Snake Pit. I'll say this, I don't mind pertinent NFL talk one bit, but seems like there's a new manufactured opinion piece written by God knows who, just as off-season filler that gets attention every time.
Yeah, he's right.
And then we started talking. LOL, perfect example, well played.
Yes, yeah. We had that. Actually, we had that ready to go like 5 days ago, I think, like a week ago, and we just kept bumping it down. We will generate other conversations involving the NFL. Jamie will.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go, baby.
Bet the board, 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments next. I really love the Missouri Athletic Club during the summer months. They've got camps for the kids. They've got the pool open at the West Clubhouse. If you go downtown during a Cardinals game or before a Cardinals game, perfect spot. Get something to eat and drink at the Jack Buck Grill before taking the MAC shuttle over to Busch Stadium. Enjoy the game. Then you could go back to take the shuttle right back to the MAC where you can park. Everything's safe and secure. I love the Missouri Athletic Club. I love getting my workout in, taking the family down during the weekends, participating in a lot of the events that they have each and every month for the fam. That's my MAC, the Missouri Athletic Club. If you missed anything from our show today, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. Podcast is always brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We did the Cardinals at the All-Star break grades. Shared a few laughs, had a cry or two. It was good stuff. Nice job, boys. Don't forget, next Saturday night, we will be participating in the softball home run derby. We will squaring off once again with those scumbags from the Rizzuto Show, 105.7 The Point, hosted by the O'Fallon Hoots next Saturday, July 27th at CarShield Field in O'Fallon, Missouri. There will be a fast pitch home run derby that night. That'll feature Rick Ankiel, Brian Jordan, and more Major League Baseball alumni. We've got tickets starting on sale for just $15. That's it, $15. It's all brought to you by Swiss Air Heating and Cooling, Faster House, and Zwickau Light. Get all the details on this year's O'Fallon O'Fallon Hoots Home Run Derby now at 101ESPN.com. I saw some people in the Snake Pit saying that they're all going. They're going to meet up and stuff. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, should be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's time for Bet the Board. Marsh, what do you got for those standings?
All right, so Anthony, you and Jamie are doing pretty good. 7-3, you're tied. I am 5-5, and Carey is 4-6.
You're getting there.
I'm going the wrong way.
You're gonna be fine.
Hey, 8 was the number. I picked 7.5 under. They got 8. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Not great.
Carey, you're in the gold zone right now.
You're in the gold zone. That's right. You got called for holding last night. Yeah. All right, Jamie, what do you got?
All right, so WNBA game going on tonight. The Fever and the Wings are playing. Arike Ogunbowale in there tonight.
Yep. You're not. I know you're not.
Please do.
I don't think she's going to put up as many points as they say she's going to do. But I'm not going to go with that one. I'm not that much of a scumbag.
You got me leaning at least a little bit.
For those who don't know, Anthony was going over this during the entire break about it. She's going to go under. She's not going to. So, I'm not that much of a scumbag to do that to you. I am going to go with Caitlin Clark, though. They got her at 19.5 is the over-under. I think she goes over tonight. I think she goes over than that.
For the points?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, I am going with Arike Ogunbowale.
Yes.
There you go. To go under 22.5 points. As Jamie noted, I was looking at the box score. 12 points, 13 points, 13 points, 19 points. I don't know where they're getting this number. So I got under 22.5.
If I'm not mistaken, she's the one that hit the big shot for the national championship for the Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Irish.
She's their leading scorer. She does have some bigger performances, but not of late. In fact, she's gone under this exact number in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 of her last 6 games.
Probably due.
Maybe.
I hope so.
But maybe not.
I got to catch up.
Well, not tonight's tonight.
I don't know.
But not tonight.
Marshy?
I'm going with Caitlin Clark over 6.5 rebounds. She's been struggling on the rebound department, or in the rebound department, not as high as she usually gets, but I think that's going to turn around tonight against the Dallas Wings.
Okay, so you got her high tonight.
Got her high.
It's nice of you.
Okay. That is it. I am going to
Skying for those rebounds.
stick with football, but of a different kind. Enter Miami of the MLS. They are minus 130 to win over the Toronto FC. And I know, Messi isn't playing, but Drake is. Drake is playing tonight. Drake Callender, he's their goaltender. He's going to do a great job stopping those shots.
That was Drake the musician.
No, he'll just be there watching.
He'll be there. He'll have his Enter Miami jersey on.
Jersey death right there.
Jersey on.
Yeah. That means they're going to lose.
He's playing Toronto FC, so maybe he's there for Toronto. There you go.
That's true. He's a Toronto guy.
He is.
So Enter Miami, minus 130. For the dub.
All right.
Don't have any other options here.
Well, you've got you got the fever.
The
catch
summer
that
league
fever.
is tough to pick.
Are you ready for the 3 stars of the day?
Certainly.
We have a lot.
Oh, wow.
A lot.
Of 3 stars?
No, only 3, but there's a lot of contenders here. Our 3rd star of the day is going to go to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Us.
That's right. We determined which one of us is which turtle.
Donatello. Leonardo.
The 2nd star of the day goes out to the number B.
Yeah, the number B.
Yes.
That's right.
Great performance.
Yeah.
And our first star of the day, some people think it could be crybaby Eli. Some would say it was Marcia's pole. But we all know it's an anniversary gift.
Oh, yes.
It is wood.
It is wood, yes.
Excellent gift.
Whether it's traditional or modern, the gift of wood on your anniversary is welcomed.
It should be a staple.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great show today, fellas. Nice job. Nice job as always. And thank you to the listener. We appreciate you listening or watching in the Snake Pits. And Sad Panda, shout out to him. I saw Sad Panda giving us some compliments today. He listens even out of town because other radio shows stink. So we appreciate you, Sad Panda. Same to you, to Gator and all the rest of the fantastic crew in the Snake Pit. That'll do it for us. We got the instant replay coming up. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Thank you. See ya.